What's going on, everybody? Resale Rabbit here. It is about 7 a.m. The sky looks really nice. There's something running around in the bushes. I'm loading up tables in the truck because we've got... What in the world is running around in there? Keep seeing stuff shake. Anyways, we've got another auction we're going to be doing. I am so excited. Like, the farm one was so much fun. Great stuff. But this one is probably the one of the three. We've got one more after this that I'm most excited about. This guy was a collector. And there is so much stuff here. So we've got a 400 lot auction that just went online last night here in our warehouse. For a timeline idea, the farm auction's still online right now. As I'm talking, when you're watching, it'll be done, obviously, because you saw the video where it all got picked up. But it ends tonight, starting at 6 p.m. So we'll see what the final totals are on that. Of course, that would be on the other video. But this guy was a collector. He spent his entire life, the one we're going to today, collecting bar stuff, antiques, vintage items, and it's good stuff. It's not like glassware or anything. At least I think it's good stuff. And he passed away, sadly, and his family wants to sell the building. It's like a commercial building, and so we're clearing it all out. And so the farm auction hasn't ended yet, so I don't know yet, but my theory is the farm auction will be our highest grossing auction we've ever done. And I think this one that we're going to start today is going to beat that. We have so many tables. We're bringing these. We're going to Kewaunee, which is about 45 minutes or so east of Green Bay, off of Lake Michigan. We're going to leave these there. I've got tables in Swamico, which is north of Green Bay. And we're located right in the middle of Green Bay. Our tables are all over. Also, quick little update. Now, because we have to do the auction and wait for the auction to end and then do pickups and everything, these videos are delayed. You're not seeing this video probably for about 2 weeks after right now as I'm filming. But actually, it hasn't gone online yet. Today, the video will go online. Today for me, October 22nd. The video where I went on the birthday trip to the estate sale and everything will go online. And I just got a notification, the vintage slides, 35 millimeter photo slides just sold for $50. I'm very pumped about that because that one was a bit of a gamble. I got some tables and stuff loaded up. I got to grab the laptops and the cameras, but I got all the other equipment in the back of the truck. I am 3/4 of a mile away, and I just passed an auction company here in town. And it makes me so happy that they picked us out of Green Bay to come and do this instead of the auction company that's 3/4 of a mile away. I know he's gonna be really upset when he sees that, though, that we're doing this one. It's so close to him. So we got beer signs everywhere. There's a big carving of a bear. This is gonna be a really good one here. This I didn't get to see last time. There's an apartment in here, which all we're really doing in here are the appliances. I don't know about the window unit, but fridge, stove. What is this room? I did not see this room. It's basically empty. Back this way, I mean, every single wall has beer signs. We got some appliances here. We've got, that must be that garage. This, he said, works. This is full. Service manuals coming in here. And I mean, you can see the doors. This whole place is tipping over. In here, We've got some stuff. This is kind of a cool cabinet. We've got a little bit in here. Stuff on the other side, that plywood is not going. There is still a tenant in this building. This mower is not going, but everything else in here is going. More beer signs, all sorts of different stuff. And then there's a second floor too. So coming up here, more all over the walls. Got a couple of safes. Unfortunately, no combination to this, but it is open. We've got more appliances up here, beer signs, collectibles. Smells like an ashtray up here. And this is where the guy lived. So we've got, I don't know if this furniture is gonna go. This almost certainly won't. In fact, I don't even think we're gonna list this. When some of this other stuff might. I see some Funko Pops in here. We got his room, which I'm sure there's gonna be some stuff. We always find stuff tucked away in these rooms. Continuing on, I mean, everywhere. There's beer stuff, man cave stuff. Continuing on back over here. Got a big roll top desk. We've got more stuff. Rooms in here. There's just so much stuff. I think this is a waterbed. No. So much stuff. And then back through here, we've got more. This place is like a maze. I don't know what's in there. I don't think there's anything in there. We've got a pool table, more beer signs on the walls. We got a bunch of stuff in this room. We got a bunch of stuff in this room. More beer signs, vintage suitcases. Don't take too many steps out this door. You won't make it very far. This is one of those lighter weight pool tables. I mean, this place is falling apart, but I think this is gonna be a really good one. This plant is trying desperately to get to the window. I think I'm gonna have to cut it. I mean, it is going everywhere. I give them both some water because we're gonna sell them and hopefully they won't be dead when the customer picks them up. So I got through most of this stuff over here. Cool antique washing machine. We're doing the stuff on top is one lot and the cabinet is one lot. A lot of decor, a lot of decor. We're gonna do that as a lot. This is a very unassuming building. You would never guess all this stuff is in here. I decided to go through this closet because I'm adding stuff to it. We're just gonna do contents of closet, but I wanted to pull the decent stuff out. And I've got so much good stuff. That's brand new, silverware set. This is brand new, super old. These are decent. Old phone, camera, meat grinder. Over here, a hot dog toaster, which I might be better on that. That's new, cutlery sets. This thing is brand new. This thing's super old. A couple more things here. There's this old Royal typewriter. Yeah, there was some good value in this closet. Now everything else that's left in here is gonna stay in here. Yes, some of this could go on its own, but we need, something decent in here for someone to bid on it. And then I will continue filling it with stuff that just doesn't merit going on its own, and a reseller will come buy it all. We found the murder room. Well, it's not too bad down here. Very low ceiling. Interesting. All right. So most of the pictures we're just leaving on the walls. However, these ones I'm removing because they're above the stairs. And I just got a bad feeling that they're gonna get knocked off the walls when people are hauling stuff down. So this is a structural bookshelf. Wanna know why? Because it's holding up the chimney. Also, this chain hoist on the beam is not held up there very securely. I wouldn't put a lot of weight on there. This place is something else.
You know, they say that the New York's best times, or New York's best sellers are hot books, but the books are so hot that they need a chimney.
Ah, nice.
Don't drop your phone down there.
I found another basement.
Do not drop your phone down there.
I'm about to walk down there.
You're going to go down there?
I'm going to go down here. Oh, these stairs are much sturdier than the other ones. Holy cow. It's like a war zone down here. I love how this is structurally supported here on a piece of wood that's just laying on the ground. And most of this support is gone. Oh, there's a door. Where does this go? Another basement. This one looks fairly normal. Oh, that door goes into the murder room, I guarantee it. Oh, this floor is like soft. This is definitely someone definitely got murdered down here. Something horrible is in this room. All right.
Did you just walk over this?
Yeah, I just climbed over that.
Okay.
Watch him struggle.
Ah, that's my giblet. Okay.
All right. Let's see what's behind door number 1.
Oh, hell.
That is...
Oh, hell. John, there might actually be a ghost in here. I think I just caught it on tape, dude.
There's canned food in here. So many spider webs. I wonder how old that... Oh, there's a bunch of mold on the top of that one.
Oh my gosh.
Body parts, maybe.
And there was probably some kind of door here.
I don't know what we got over here. That's where they put the bodies, and then they just concrete over.
There's another door over there, too.
Oh, man. I've explored some abandoned buildings that weren't as creepy as this.
Oh, there's a beer bottle.
There's a really old shop vac. This is someplace. 1958 newspaper insulating the pipe.
Right here.
This is interesting to me how they notched this out, because that takes away so much of the strength of this. You might as well just have a shorter or more narrow board. Yeah. All right, we need to get back to work before we find the bodies. Let's go back up these stairs. Try not to get tetanus.
Ooh.
Well, I just tried to open this door. It didn't go well. So I went to this bedroom, and there's really nothing special in here. There's this bedroom set. It's not super nice. And then just some odds and ends, decorative things. So what we're gonna do is just contents of room, all one lot. And then I'll do the closets separately. There's like some Christmas decor up there and stuff. So then we'll do the contents of the closet. These 2 doors are one. And then we'll do this closet on its own. Bedding, pillows, stuff like that. So basically everything in this room is 3 lots. The only thing I found worth pulling out was this tray. I think that can go on its own. So I made the executive decision we are not selling this safe. It's such a cool safe. It really is a shame. But we're not selling it because the idea was we were going to bring it, and when I say we, I mean the buyer, would bring it around through here, and the neighbor has a forklift and was willing to pick it up out here and bring it down. But this floor is way too water damaged. I think it would go right through this floor. There's also some really soft spots right over here. And then another option is go down these stairs. Stairs are, I don't know if I'd want to put that much weight on it. And the consignor said he's okay with literally cutting a hole in the side here and going out. And then the forklift picks it up. But I said, you know, that safe is going to sell for a couple $100. It's not worth the hassle of cutting this the risk of someone getting hurt trying to move it through here. So, and he was in agreement with me. We just won't sell it. We'll leave it with the property, and that'll be that. It's a shame because it's a really nice safe. It's really cool looking. Those things are heavy. You know, this is back in the days when the value of a safe is the fact that you couldn't carry it away. So, this room is done. Making some good progress in here. I'm starting to put stuff up on the countertops here. Most of this is going to go individually or in small lots. This, I'm thinking I'll do everything on this table as one lot and include the table. Or maybe I'll do this stuff on the table and then the table is a separate lot. I think I'll do that. We'll probably do everything on this bit of wall here is one lot. All the plants will be one lot. I already did the contents of this as a lot. The contents of this, the cabinets, not the countertop, as a lot. And then we've got a few pictures on the wall here and we're done with this room. Bathroom is, I haven't really looked in the cabinets or the closets here. There's some stuff in here. You know, someone will buy this lot, so we'll do that as a lot. A whole bunch of vintage colognes in here. And is it safe to open this side? So there's not much in here. I didn't want to open this side because there is a very graphic adult magazine in there. It's like the size of a CD booklet. I've never seen one that size. So all of the colognes and everything will be a lot. And this little cabinet will be a lot. Towels, someone will buy that lot. Probably do the contents of the vanity here as a lot. Is this open? Yes. And that is empty, so no worries there. So that's the bathroom. Living room here. There are no lights in here. Is going to be pretty simple. You know, each piece of furniture will be one lot. This thing probably isn't going to sell, but it's a lazy boy, so I have to at least try. Maybe someone will get it fixed. However, little tip here, that handle is worth about 30 bucks on eBay. So if this doesn't sell, I'll buy it for $2 and just take the handle. Other odds and ends through here, we'll lot up, like these Golden Girls Funko Pops. We've got a Golden Girls Pez dispenser, and I think I saw it down here, a game. Right there. Oh, and the complete second season, brand new. The complete first season, brand new. So we'll do a little Golden Girls lot here. TV will go. This is full of DVDs. That will go. And then all that will be the room lot and the 2 closet lots. Also found some coins here. We got a Morgan that was turned into a money clip. We got an American Silver Eagle, 1987. 2 silver quarters. This little pendant. I'll have to look to see if that's any precious metals. I doubt it, but and then this, which is, oh, it's a $50. I have never seen it. I have to look it up. But it's a Christopher Columbus from 1893. So we'll probably do that as a lot. These together, and then these individually, and then maybe this. These stairs are really steep, and I'm getting really sick of going up and down them. It's kind of a neat little lot of advertising for places in Kewanee here. If this was Green Bay stuff, I'd probably bid a couple $100 on this because I collect Green Bay stuff. But anyways, we are about to head out. I have this little corner to do in here, and that's it. And then a few things on the floor over there. Still have these 2 rooms. And then the entire second half of the second floor. So these bedrooms here and back that way to the pool table room. Mitch is basically done with the downstairs. He just has the garage, which is full of stuff to go. We've got the farm auction closing tonight. Pickup for that's tomorrow. So we will be back here on Thursday to finish up. I think we'll get it done Thursday. And we are back in Kewanee. The farm auction, we did pick up yesterday. That was a ton of fun. That was a lot of work. And I didn't get home until 9 o'clock, I think, at night. And we're right back at it again this morning. So I'm told they had a machine shop here years ago, like in the 50s. And at some point, they had a big concrete pad out here. The city wanted to put a sidewalk in, so they ripped out the concrete pad, basically left a huge hole in the ground, and that allowed the water from the hill up there and the hill down there to just kind of meet here. And that is why this whole place is rotted out. In fact, this board that's leaning here is what's supporting that side of the beam. That bookshelf is what's supporting the middle. Remember, there's a pool table up there. This building is definitely going to be condemned. So Mitch is basically done in here. He's got to start in here. That is not being sold, but everything else in here is. This mower, I'm told, has a bad motor. This fridge, I'm told, works. Those water heaters, I'm told, work. There's park bench, some bottles, tiller, snow blower. It's like an old farm cart, ladder, a couple of those ladders. Those did well in the last one. Some lumber, tools, all sorts of different stuff. I might actually make Mitch go upstairs and I'll take over this room because Mitch knows more about the antiques, vintage stuff, which we have upstairs, and I know more about the tools, which we have down here. Think we might go that route. Holy license plates. This all seems like nothing of value. I'm not gonna dig through this. We're just gonna sell this pile as one lot here. And then that'll be a lot. I'll pull these license plates out. These ladders should do well. All right, these are modern. These are the generation before that, just different color. These are right before that when they were blue. This one is another blue one. It's underneath there. World War II veteran. You probably won't see many of these anymore. I'm gonna do these on their own. These are a set of like a white one from the 70s, older truck plates, and then the yellow ones. So I think I'm just gonna lot them just like that. And I think they'll do just fine. And also, hold on. I found this on the workbench, motorcycle plate, which I'll put it with these ones, both 70s. So whether or not this pile sells, I'm not sure, but I think it will. And someone probably will just pick through and take a few things, but I think this pile will go. We've got a whole bunch of old farm carts here. I'm not gonna unstack them. That's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot. So you get a lot of two. Big log splitter here. That thing's huge. I bet that'll go for a pretty penny. I don't know what this is. I'll have to do a little research. I think there's probably a motor here, and this is a belt, so it might just be an attachment for something. Got a gun cabinet. I thought these are kind of cool. Old phone books from all over the state. Maybe they'll have some value. I don't know. We got the little towns even. Maybe some will bid on those. I don't know. We'll probably do these 3 carts. This one doesn't have, oh yeah, it does. 3 carts will be one lot. Old car wash cups, I think could sell. We'll do this. It's like some metal. We'll probably include that with this. I think it's a garage door track. This planter will go. These water heaters, I'm told, are working. They used to own a laundromat. We'll probably just put them together as one lot. Ladder, poker table, a whole bunch of like paneling and stuff. I don't see anything particularly special back here. And then back over here where we started. Looks like there's a drill press, a table saw, 2 table saws. I saw a radial arm saw right here. This will sell for $2. No one uses these anymore. A sheet of drywall, and we'll probably just throw that with something. This is just a fridge, some lights. I have no idea what this is. Looks like they were burning. Oh, it's a welding table. What is that? I don't know what this is. I can't really. Lancaster or Lancaster, depending on where you're from. I'll have to look that up and see what that is. It looks like an old camera. It's not, but it looks like one. We got a lawn roller, basket. I haven't looked inside. So that's where we're at. I think we'll have some decent stuff. And I'm told this works. It's a little stinky. What is this? Oh, that's interesting. Easy access to what I'm assuming would be a door shelf. I think the shelves are right here. I don't know if this will sell. It's really old. It's smelly. But supposedly it works. Actually, we're right by an outlet, so let's just get it plugged in. Well, you can hear it kick on. I was hoping there'd be a gear on it. We'll leave this run for a little bit and see if it works. I'm told it works, so I have no reason to doubt that. It was actually the tenant who told me that, so he has nothing to gain by lying to me. We got some stuff piled up here, some Ryobi tools, 7-Up bottles, a couple of beer signs tucked away back there. We'll probably do the shelf as one now. We got some works tools. There's a lot of stuff in here. And then I haven't even started on this pile over here. Who knows what I will find in here. No clue. But I have to finish in here. I've just been kind of organizing because my laptop needed to charge. But here I have to do this workbench here. And I have to do the pegboard on the wall, this miscellaneous hardware lot, these tires for a mower, and that bookshelf. It's not in the greatest of condition, but it's made with real wood. And it's kind of cool looking. Someone might buy it. It's not attached to the wall or anything. Or it might be, but I was able to like wiggle it, so it's not like built in. And then this room is done, I believe. Did he do this room? No, he did not do this room, so I have to do this room too, which is gonna have like 3 or 4 lots. You ever just get the feeling you're being watched? So I'm just finishing up with this room, and I didn't realize this is Budweiser. So that's kind of neat. Usually these, they sell, but not for a crazy amount, but with the Bud stuff on it, I bet it'll do better. So I've got enough space here where I'm gonna throw a table here and get some of the small stuff that's in the shop. Lay that out here. Pulling stuff out of that garage from the Schlitz tray. A couple of bar, that's a light and it works. That's a bar sign. There's 2 more there, that one's light, also works. What I'm trying to do is get like the collectible stuff until that room is full. I see some signage in there, but it's tool related. So I'm hoping to stick with like bar related, that type of stuff. And I've been finding all of those over here. I think this old pram can go. Those might be, I think those might just be window shades. I'll pull them out and look. What is this? Golf balls. So that might be it over here. There's a John Deere box. Looks like it has, well, it's an empty box. There's some parts in there. There's gonna be a lot of tool and engine stuff coming up that I'll be doing. Like this, it's a sign. It kind of goes with the bar signs, but also goes with the tool stuff. So that's kind of my main, that will go on its own. This little shelf will go on its own. Who knows what else is in here. Looks like there's some signs back there. Let's go take a look at them. We've got, oh, another car wash sign, another car wash sign. That's just a piece of plexi. And, oh, that is just leaning on something. Looks like another car wash sign. So those might go individually, undecided yet. What else do we have in here? Old lunchbox. Some random tools and stuff, which I'll look at later. Just random tools. Doesn't look like anything special. What's this? This is just the box for something. That might be it for the beer stuff, the collectible type stuff. I mean, there's still like that, but I'm just gonna leave that where it is. I might do this hat. There's another hat too in that pile back there that looks very similar. Maybe do those as a set. An auger for something, probably for a snowblower. Alright, so I'm basically done in this room. We got some lamps, this little pram, car wash signs, all sorts of different stuff on here. A couple of car wash signs there. This is a nice little grouping of items here. I almost forgot about this hoist. I just plugged it in and it works. Watch. Just pull these cords. So I am a little nervous being under that when I'm putting weight on it, but I'm sure it's fine. Whoever buys it probably isn't taking the beam. They're more than welcome to. I'd imagine they're just gonna take the hoist and the trolley and you can slide it right off there. I just realized the garage was never actually attached to the house, or at least it's currently not attached. This is so weird. There have been so many additions because you see this siding here, and then you come through this shop and you see more siding in here. Looks like lots of additions. And this addition you can tell is really old. These are 2" by 6", which now these things are, 1.5 by 5.5. Which gives you an idea on the age. The garage does look newer, comparatively speaking, maybe 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. And I feel like the garage is in decent shape. Of course, you would need to build a wall on this side if you tore it down and kept the garage. Oh, we got newer openers too. So I just went through this closet. Mitch already added it. He was under the impression that I went through it already because I went through all the other ones, so I never told him. But holy crap, all of these are vintage beer related jackets, shirts, hats. There's some really cool stuff in here. Is this it? Well, this is one of the Buick ones I want. There's a really cool Buick one in here. We got some more hats and stuff there.
Look at this crazy thing.
Will Smith hat right here.
Yeah, Fresh Prince.
I don't know if this is worth anything, but it's cool enough to put it on its own. But
I could see some surfer guy just buying it and going, I saw it.
Yeah. I bet this pile just brought us 30 lots maybe and $500-600. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're gonna some of the stuff we typically would do on its own, but given space, time, and quantity of lots here, we're gonna pair them together. But there's some really cool stuff in there that I was super pumped to find. Haven't even gone through this. There's a bag full of vintage hats. So I decided I'm gonna utilize this workbench a little bit. I got a whole bunch of tools lotted up. These are mostly boxes that I found, sets that I found on here. Since we're doing all of this as one lot. There are a couple more and some chains that need to go yet too. In the other bedroom, I'm digging through the closet. Oh, I keep finding these Algoma, which is a nearby town. So we're gonna lot all of these up together. A couple of them are actually brand new here. Found some yearbooks, some posters, but this is a photo album from the Hoover Dam. In fact, I looked at this and I told Mitch, I said, damn. And then he came over here and looked and saw that and he did not laugh. But anyways, in the back, Muhammad Ali and, I don't know, possibly John Lennon. We're gonna sell them as unauthenticated, of course. And we'll probably just sell them as a set. But I think those will do well. Creeping in on me?
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, baby.
Okay. All right, we figured out who the other one is. Why do I keep skipping it when I open through here? Sugar Ray Leonard, smiley face, smiley face. I'm gonna say these are probably real. He probably met these guys once because they're just on note cards. I bet we get $100 for this book. What do you think?
This guy knew everyone. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, everyone in this town seems to know who he is. I just found this. It was in this mug. I think we could probably put these together as a set. Someone will buy that. What else do we have over here? Beach bum, some sort of monkey. These are kind of cool, at least this one is. I haven't really dug through to see if there are any other cool ones in there. We got some vulgar towels here. Congratulations, Clumsy. You did it again. And they give me a hard time for picking my nose. So those will go. Found this. I actually already listed this yesterday, the model. Here's the box for it. So we hung all the jackets up with this Buick one I really want for myself. There's this Buick one. This is for a local dealership. Leather Wisconsin Badgers jacket. There's a whole bunch of these like Miller jackets. This one I think is really cool. Kewanee Nuclear Plant. A lot of these double cola jackets and shirts. There are a bunch of like work shirts too. There must be. Oh, you're shining a light. I didn't even notice that. This must not be all of them. There was a bunch of work shirts too, like button-up work shirts from Miller and Double Cola. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. Lowenbrow, Miller. Yeah, these will do really well. Here's the work shirts. A lot of these are Miller ones. I guess he worked there. We're probably gonna do all the Miller ones, all the Double Cola ones. So 2 different lots here. I'm sure a reseller will buy them. Figured out another reason why we can't have the forklift come bring the safe out this door. Because if you drive the forklift on here, it will end up in the basement. Look at that. That is insane. There is no way this building will ever be used again. All right, back down here, I got all the tools here. We got some Ryobi stuff, and those batteries actually still have charge, so I could test them. Bunch of random tools. Got this saw here, and now I think it's time to actually start in here, despite the fact that I've been working on stuff from in here for a while. I cleared a lot out of this corner. That's where most of the tools and stuff came from. I think next I'm gonna do this lot. That way I can wheel some stuff in front of it. Like wheelbarrow and that. I don't know if that's a shop back or what that is. Basically anything on wheels that I can pull up out of the way. Once like this will be really quick because it's all big stuff. I suspect there's gonna be a lot more smalls trickled through here. So I need to plan that out where I'm gonna put tables and stuff. I got all this VFW uniforms and clothes. The consignor, who is the brother of the deceased, had said that the VFW might want these, but we just heard back they don't. So we're selling these too. So I'm looking on the rafters because he wanted us to sell that. I don't know if that's, I don't think that sink is anything. It looks like just a fiberglass sink. There's a bucket there. I think I'm just gonna sell it all as one lot. I did bring that down. That's for a snowblower. So you can have a little safety from the elements. I might just glance up over there. That might be part of a bagger for a mower. Let me see if I can reach that. Well, I just climbed on that plank and over. Yeah, this looks like just a fiberglass sink. I'm not gonna mess with that. That's not really worth anything. This thing, I'm hoping I don't fall through. Oh, looks like it's got the bags in it. This probably has a little bit of value. Please don't fall through. All right. That can go. I don't know what's in here. It doesn't look like there's anything else over there. Just old materials. So I'm gonna open that and try and bring this down. Just insulation. In fact, I might just leave this up here and take a picture of up here and make the buyer take it down. Yeah, I could be one of those guys that builds skyscrapers. I'm okay here. And then I gotta make sure I use the top step of the ladder because that is absolutely a step. All right, so I got 3 things down that will be listed separately, and everything else will be one lot up there. That was exhilarating. I think I might pop these garage doors open. Also, figured out why the doors weren't opening when I pushed the button. So in the pile of stuff, I almost took a picture until I opened it. This garbage bag is full of vintage hats. All sorts of, holy cow. I bet there's some cool stuff in here. So, I didn't get that in the picture. I wonder if this is the same. That's plush, that's clothing. Oh, I'm debating what I want to do here. Because, I mean, look at this. This is probably a valuable hat by itself. There's a couple of them. Super Bowl like beard hat. Oh man, I don't know what to do here. Because this is gonna be a lot of lots if we piece these out. But we get a lot more for them. That's a tough call. I radioed Mitch to come down because I need his advice on what he thinks we should do with this, because I honestly don't know. All right, Mitch had a good idea. We're just gonna take the bag of hats with us and we'll do them in a separate auction at the warehouse at some point. That way we can give it the attention it deserves, which we wouldn't be able to do here. That's what, because if we sold the bag, I bet the bag would sell for 150 bucks. Someone would pay up on that, but there could be quite a bit more if we were to piecemeal them out. So that's the plan. We got the front half of the garage done here. Nothing super special to report. And I also kind of went to this back corner here. Now I'm working my way this way. I need to test this drill press. Well, it runs. It's weird how the belt's crossed over like that. I don't see a way to turn it off though. I'm gonna list that this thing runs but needs some work. This is kind of loose on here. To change the speeds, you would, well, see how there's 3 different wheels here. That's how you would change the speeds. The cord, I'd probably put a new cord on here. I'd probably, since there's not really a switch, put a cord that has a switch on it. I don't see one on here. So I'm gonna say it runs, but it needs some work. Well, for a little bit of work, I don't think it would take much. Tighten this down, put the correct size belt on and a new cord. I think you got yourself a pretty good little drill press here. This should sell for 40 or 50 bucks, I would imagine. This is interesting. Electric table saw. That's not turning on though. That thing is scary, holy crap. I don't think I would want to use this. Oh, that's cool. So to raise and lower the blade. That lowers it. That's kind of neat. Still, no thanks. I am already not too happy using table saws. I want no part of this one. Here's a box. He said they used to, the family once own a laundromat. These are 2 brand new parts for laundry machines, a handle and a valve, and some old valves and different used parts. These are each about 50, 60 bucks on eBay. So I'm just doing the box to make it fair, because I always try to keep everything fair. I had a photo of these 2 model numbers, very clear, you know, close up. It's gonna look like that and like that. So you can see what they are on the listing. I'm gonna say it's a box of new and used commercial laundry parts. Maybe I get it, maybe I don't. Was this might have been the bag for something in there. I don't know, most of the rest of it looks used, and I don't really have any way to test if it's any good. So I'll probably just, if I get it, do those. And I'd expect an eBay seller, whether it's myself or someone else, would probably spend 20 or 30 bucks on this box. Radial arm saws, no one uses these. Sometimes if you get a couple old guys looking, you might get 50 bucks for it. But otherwise, if they sell, I get $2, which I'm fine with because it gets it out of the way for the consigner, but they're just not a very safe tool to use, and there are much better tools that, like a miter saw, for instance, where you don't need this. But sometimes you can get a couple bucks for them. All right, this old fridge is running. Well, I'll take the pictures now. We'll see if it gets cold later on, and I'll update the listing. So the client says the motor's shot on this, but he was relayed this information from the tenant who lives here. I'm wondering, I mean, the tires are full of air. Doesn't look like it was used that long ago. And the key is missing. I'm wondering if the tenant swiped the key, told him that the motor's shot, hoping he'd get it for free or for like 50 bucks or something. I bet this thing works just fine. Unfortunately, I have to go off what I'm told, so I'm just gonna say motor's shot per seller. It does not include key. That's about all I can do. All I have left to do at this point, I have this big pile. I've got this little cluster here and along the back wall. That's it. So 25 lots plus this pile, and I have no idea how many lots this is gonna be. This could be 5 lots, it could be 50 lots. I have no idea what's in here. I have been pulling, when I was doing in there, some decent merchandise out of here though. And you know, stuff like this I think will do pretty well. These were cool. Old McDonald's wax paper wrappers. It's just the 2 of them, but I don't know. I'll start digging. This will probably be the last thing I do. Dig in there. That farm implements will probably be a lot. This thing is gonna look so different when we're done here, because although stuff like this shelving unit probably isn't gonna sell, most of the stuff in here will. I hope he gets this out of here though. This is not for sale, as seen here. It looks like it's being worked on. So hopefully that means this will be out of here because it's kind of in the way. On pickup day, we're gonna have these doors open because a lot of this stuff is gonna get hauled, you know, out through here. But I want people to meet us around the corner, so I'm thinking maybe our sandwich board I'll put like right in the middle here with the arrow pointing that way. Most of our signs, arrow signs, I think are gonna be in front of the building to get people over there. I think that's the side we wanna start on because we finish over here. This is the last of the lots, at least for the first floor. But also, it's gonna be easier to have our computer set up on the other side in that vacant apartment. So, gotta plan out things like that. Ideally, we actually probably should have started in here and worked our way that way, then we could set up over here, but too late for that now. So this is a hand crank blower and it works, blows air out of there. I don't know how well you can see, you can feel it blows a lot of air. Looks like they're going for about 200 bucks online, but I can't really see, that's just what people are asking. We got a torch down here. Is there anything in here? Doesn't feel like it. And this has been plugged in for maybe 20 minutes or so. It's still really warm inside, so it runs but doesn't get cool. It's not gonna sell, but I already took the pictures, so it's gonna get listed. Now I have to test that saw. So far, other than that little fridge, everything that I've been able to test has been working. All right, unfortunately, we're not getting this done today. I think I'm gonna head out now. It's getting dark. I still have an hour drive home. I have to do this back wall here and the mower, snowblower, tiller, sled, water heaters. I don't have a lot left to do in here, but I do have more upstairs that I have to do. So Mitch is actually leaving early tomorrow, which is why I was really hoping to get this all done today. But what the plan is, he still needs to do some computer work for this auction. So he's gonna stay back at the warehouse tomorrow and do that. I'm gonna come here and finish up. I've got, depending on how bad that pile is, between half an hour and an hour downstairs in the basement or in the garage. Couple items that Mitch forgot in here, he had mentioned to me. And then I set these here, they need to get listed. They are not part of a lot, and I forgot to tell him. This, I think, needs to get listed. And I believe that is it. Did he? I don't know if he did this stuff. I'm gonna have to send him a message and ask him, because this might have to go. Yeah, it's sealed. I thought he opened it. He got all of this done back here. Bathroom, he said he did. Let me just check. Couple items here. So I got stuff there. All the cologne. Anyways, so that is all done. I'm guessing that means he did the plants, 384. We will walk over here. This area, what we did is all the jackets and shirts and everything we did in here. We ran out of lot cards too. So those are all hanging in here. This room has the hats. We were gonna do this room just contents of, but we ended up needing space. This is a really nice table that's in here. This is a lot. I don't know if that's part of it. It's probably part of this because I think that mirror goes to this. So this is a lot, that thing's a lot, all of this is a lot. In the bedroom back here, this is the high value stuff. We've got 2 gold rings, a bunch of coins. Maybe he found some more, I don't know. Oh, some medals. I know there was a second ring. There was a class ring. I'm not going to dig through it, but we're bringing this to the warehouse just so it's stored in a more secure fashion. He put this lamp with the table. I'm going to come in here and redo this because I would like these to be separated. Did more stuff over here. A lot of, must be Miller. Oh, the car wash jackets from their car wash. This one's really cool. It's leather. That might go high. I don't know if it's a good idea to have these together. This guy was very well known and his name is on them. I could see people for sentimental reasons spending up on these, but I could also see them going for nothing. It's really tough to say. So stuff here. Oh, he just took this out. I was going to have him just do it with the whole photo album. Hats all did together. I probably would have separated these two, but whatever. The rest of them probably aren't worth much anyways. Antique dresser here, and then the contents are separate. He did exactly what I usually do. Use the back page of the Post-its. I really don't know about these if we're making a mistake lotting them up like this. So anyways, this is all done. Oh, this pile he missed. So I have to do that yet, but that's going to be like 3 lots. Here's another reason why we can't continue. That's not where I want to go. This is where I want to go. Let's take a walk in here. It is pitch black in here. There are no lights at all back here. So, yeah. It's actually a little creepy. That means we'll have to come back tomorrow. Man, this place is creepy at night in the dark inside there. I was gonna try and stick around, but it's 6:30. I've got a 45-minute drive back home or to the warehouse. I have to, get some pictures numbered and do some computer stuff there and upload the video that was the farm auction video. It's already edited though. It's gonna be another late night. This is the 3rd night in a row this week where I worked until like 9 p.m. or later. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to leave early. Also, I'm told there are a lot of sketchy people around here. And at least the tenant, and this may have been his pitch to be able to stay there that extra couple of weeks. He said if he weren't there, odds are, like if there wasn't somebody living on the property, odds are that place would have been broken into and ransacked already. So being alone there at night, probably not the best idea. So let's get back to the warehouse. We'll get this all taken care of and then finish it up tomorrow morning. Oh, very good odds this will be the largest auction we've ever done. It might already, it's not there yet. Downstairs, we did lot 1 to 300 is what we reserved for the first floor, and then 301 to 500 for the second floor. I'm at 250 on the first floor, so 250 lots for the first floor. I'm sure I'll be using every one of those last 50 lots. Depends how much is in that pile. Second floor, we estimated 300 to 500 we do, so 200 lots. Mitch is at 576, I think he said. We had to make our own post-it note lot cards. So as of now, 576 minus 50 is 526 lots. The last auction was 542, and it was right in the area of possibly our largest one ever. And we're probably, I think we're definitely going to go over 600 in this one, which is the first time we've ever done that. And that means it's going to run very late on Tuesday night. So I had to turn around. This Halloween display is really cool, and I got to show you guys. Mostly, I want to show Christiana, and I know she watches the video, so she will enjoy it, and I think you guys will as well. Look at all those blow molds. I bet they've got $4,000 or $5,000 worth of blow molds. I think that is so much cooler than the ones that people do with all the animatronics. Those are cool, but nothing like that. I like the classic look. So, I don't know if I showed you this, but this is the class ring. It is gold. I don't remember if it's 10 or 14 karat. I'm guessing this will probably go for at least 100 or more. And then this, I believe, is 14 karat, this ring, which, again, it's not very big, but I bet we get $100 for that. And then just so much random stuff. We've got some military medals in here, and those are just the small items of value, watches and stuff. Oh, what is this? Another medal here. So we've got some coins. We're going to keep this here where it's secure and not likely to get stolen. Also, I'm leaving the hats in the truck because since I'm going back tomorrow, I might be able to get them in that auction rather than bringing them and doing them in a separate one here. I think they'll fetch more money there because estate auctions bring in more bidders, more money. But, you know, it's better to do it here piecemeal than there as one lot. That said, I can't be there super late tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday. I need to get this up before the weekend. That way it runs through 2 weekends. I think that'll help things as well. All right, it's morning. Just leaving Walgreens with posters. 2 11 by 14 posters. I'm gonna try and hang one of these at the bar and one at the gas station. I couldn't do the total number of lots. I just said over 600 because we're not done yet. But I think this will drum up some extra activity as well. They were $13 each, which is a little pricey. I had 2 of them made. I figured I'll try the gas station down there too. $13 each, which is a little pricey, but with Walgreens I can get them like immediately. Oh, I got a sale, $100 sale on eBay. I submitted the order actually last night, and it said they were ready at 9:03. I drove past it like 8:45. I wasn't gonna go in early or anything, so we were ready this morning, which is nice. Worth the little bit extra because I don't want to have to drive. I can get them cheaper, but then I have to wait a couple of days and drive all the way back out there, 45 minutes one way just to drop it off. I don't want to do that. I'd rather pay a little bit extra. Anyways, I joined a couple of Kiwani, the town we're in, Facebook groups last night. I searched his name and I found a couple of posts kind of talking about him after he had passed. And he seemed really well known and well liked in the community, which means I think if I post the auction in those groups, a lot of people will be interested because they'll want some sort of memento or something of his, you know, like the jackets that have his name on it or something like that. So I think that's a good way to go. It will drum up more bids, which helps us, but also helps the estate bring in more money, and the community get some keepsakes from him. I think that will go over well. It feels very morbid talking about, oh, these people really like him, let me advertise to them. But you know, it benefits his family, it benefits the community who wants things as mementos. So I think it's a good idea to do that. All right, so I replaced all the Post-its here with actual tags, Now I'm gonna go down and finish up with the garage. These have not been replaced because these are in the box that I brought to the warehouse. Couple things I'm gonna change that Mitch did. He did all this as one lot. I'm gonna do this lamp as one. The table is one. I've got the original box for this. It's like a smart clock, so I'll do that as one. And then probably all the rest of the stuff here is one. And one of those be is 575 A, B, C, and D. And then over here, and that one I think he should have done. This one I told him to lock them together and I changed my mind. They have his name on it. They're from his car wash. I'm gonna do each of these individually. Well, actually this has someone else's name on it. And we got another one, nice jacket with his name. And this one's really cool, leather. And yeah, has his name. Genuine leather. Yeah, these will do. I think these will do well on their own. So again, 572 A, B, C, and D. I think these are the posters that I thought could go on their own. So I'll do those. We never got the dresser here, so I'll do that. And then this pile here, which I haven't decided how I'm gonna lot them, but these are about 30 bucks each on eBay. So maybe in lots of 5. It depends how many there are of each one. But before I do that, I need to go downstairs and finish the garage because I want to keep the lots in order on the camera. That'll make it easier for me later. Well, I figured out why they had clamps on the garage doors. I figured this one makes sense because there's the opener isn't attached, but the others have openers attached. Well, I'm pretty sure this place is haunted. I'm working in here and this thing just randomly decided to open on its own. So I don't want it to burn out the motor or anything if that's why they did it. I think I'm just gonna unplug them and then they won't open, but they'll stay shut. Like someone can't physically open it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just unplug them. That way the motors don't get damaged. It's not my house, but I still don't want to see things get damaged. So I did this lot of tools. I have to move it somewhere. I'm really running out of space there. I did that shelf, these shelves, and the stuff in front of the mower all as one lot. The cords, the works, those are 2 different lots. That's a lot. The roofing paper and shingles, 1 lot. These long 2x10s, 1 lot. Brand new heater, and then some new old stock parts. That's 2 separate lots there. I am getting a little concerned about this pile because I'm really running out of space here. And I'm kind of getting low on lot cards. That was 266. I think I'll still be fine on lot cards. But I have to stop at 300. Possibly at 299. I don't know where the cutoff is. If we start at 300 up there at 301. But because after that, the lots are upstairs. If I really want to get something, I can do an A, B, and C lot, but I'd rather not do that. Oh boy, I'm out of breath. So I got this area cleared out. Normally I don't like moving stuff, but it made sense here. I'm gonna sell shelves and contents. These can get expensive. I don't know what's in it, probably just hardware, but I'm just gonna leave that there. It's very heavy. Shelf and contents. This is a vacuum. It's a welder with some welding supplies. We'll probably just lump these shelves in with the other ones. There's not really anything special there. That will be a lot. This will be a lot. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's getting split up in various lots here. Moved a couple things in here as well. Small engine parts will go as a lot. And then this was basically scrap metal lot. Just had a couple of TVs and a microwave and stuff. I put all the scrap metal here because I figured TVs probably aren't gonna sell. We'll list it to give it a try, but they're probably not gonna sell. But with all this other more desirable metal, a lot of copper and aluminum and wire here, maybe that'll get this sold and then all of this will be gone. Or someone will buy it and they'll leave the TVs behind. And we're in the same spot we were. This was with them. Now, I don't know that this stuff is junk. He said it was from a tenant that just left it here when they were moving. I see no obvious signs of damage on here. Like you can't see any cracks. That doesn't mean it's not damaged, but I think we'll list it as is. I'll say it was found in the garage. There's no obvious damage. We have no cord, and maybe someone will pay 10 bucks for it. There wasn't really anything super special. There's this saw radio, a couple of brand new pneumatic tools. So like this box, just kind of some cool vintage stuff. I'll just put it together as a lot. I don't know what's in this Toro box, but it looks like it's what's supposed to be in there, so I'll look that up. Got a pressure washer gun. So we're in the home stretch in here. I am exhausted and we got some more wire back here that I'll probably take pictures of it, but that'll go with the scrap lot. Oh man. Oh, I didn't look at this crate. Oh well, I'll grab it in a second. I need a breather, but that'll help out a lot. I'm thinking on pickup day, these carts, I'm just gonna have to bring outside and then move this shelf, rotate it, because this stuff isn't gonna easily go until that stuff is out, and that stuff won't go at all until all this is out. So I think always got to plan when we're doing these, plan on how it's getting picked up. You know, how is this fridge getting out if they're the first person that shows up? So we're trying to leave it reasonably clear so we can move stuff around. This is all gonna be gone. This mower is gonna be gone. They're picking it up before pickup day. So we can kind of snake around here if we need to. It's not ideal. I don't like moving stuff around, but it's, you know, available to us if need be. That's gonna be a problem though, if they show up first. On some lots like this, I will say, please show up later in the day for pickup. Also, if we've got like, I can't think of a great example, but if we were selling, for instance, this workbench and the tools and everything separately, right now it's all one lot. But if we did contents of workbench as one lot and workbench as another lot, we would ask the workbench person, and it would be in the listing, please come later in the day for pickup. And hopefully the tool person picks up first. Now, people don't always read that. Remember the rule? No matter how big you make the sign, they'll never read it. We did an auction, it's antique radios. And there were sawhorses, 2 sawhorses and a door to create a table. There were, I think, 10 or 12 of these. And we sold it all as one lot. All of the sawhorses and the doors, one lot. But they all had lots piled up on top of it, you know, 40 or 50 old radios on each table. So we said, please show up later in the day for pickup. The guy was one of the first customers. I told him, you have to come back. We're not gonna do this. And he says, I'm like 3 hours away. I can't come back. So I said, all right, you're gonna empty them all off then. And he ended up leaving most of them behind, just grabbed a couple. But it was, and he wasn't too happy with us, but he's the one who didn't read the thing. And it said, don't come early, come towards the end of the day. It's kind of like when we say, please bring all of the boxes, carts, ladders, tools that you need, and load help. We have none of this. It says that multiple places. In every single auction, there's a frail old guy who bought like a refrigerator and says, hey, can you load this for me? You know, a guy on a walker who has no way of moving it. Or someone will buy the farm auction. They bought a ladder that's in the ceiling rafters. They didn't bring a ladder to get up there to get to it. And we didn't have one. We had a little step stool, which didn't do it. I don't know how they ended up getting it down, but it's always one of those. A couple of those. All right, got all this done. I decided to put the 2 shelving units with their contents together as one lot. Everything that still needs to be done here and in here, I counted 16 lots. That's not always a science. I could have missed some, but I've got 25 lot cards, so we should be fine. This thing is about 60 or 70 bucks on eBay, so I'm gonna put that on its own. I was gonna throw it with this tool lot. These are the new tools. Oh, I forgot about that brown box. It's 17 lots. A lot of this is like old photos and antique type stuff, ephemera. I don't know if I counted that box. I don't know what's in it. So that's where we're at so far here. Bunch of antique door hardware. And then the garage will be done. In fact, then the first floor will be done. All right, I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough, but I think I'm done with the garage here. I kind of stacked all the little stuff over there. And then I did the TV. I still need to retake this, but this is an earlier lot, so I just want to make sure I don't have any more lots that are going to go in line here. We finished at 290. It seems like every auction towards the end of pickup day, something gets noticed that we completely missed when we were listing. Usually it's nothing super high value, because if it was, it would have gotten listed. Like at the farm auction, there was a stack of records. They probably would have sold for $5. I just threw it in with someone else's lot afterwards, but there's always something like that that gets missed. And I found the thing that was about to get missed. This cast iron, I don't know, vent cover, radiator cover. This thing is heavy. I bet this is at least 60 pounds. And I pulled it out from behind there. I almost forgot about that. Back in the vacant apartment, I realized we never got this. So I tested it out, blows cold air. We're running that as 60B. That way it's right next to the fridge, which I changed to 60A. I honestly can't believe somebody was living here. This guy had money, so I'm told, too. He wasn't broke. They said he always had a ton of money. He'd owned a couple of businesses. He'd owned the building. And, I mean, he's got a ton of value in his collectibles. I cannot believe someone was living in here. That just blows my mind. I mean, I get it. I am definitely the type of person that understands how much it's fun to buy stuff and collect stuff. I have that problem too, even if I can't afford it. But it sounds like he had money. Why not just move into a better place? This is just, imagine waking up to this every morning. And it looks like, see, the drywall was redone. They fixed this, and then it got all destroyed again. It just shocks me. This room is done. I split these. The jackets and some of the shirts I hung up in the closet over there. And then these were lotted up in threes. It looks like 2 lots of 3, and then a lot of 2 for the short sleeves. Over here, we've got 3 double cola, 3 double cola, and then the car wash ones individually. Also got this thing, the dresser. I did this. It's a dollar bill with his name and the sign. I feel like someone in the community. Oh, I forgot about this. These posters. I'm gonna quick grab these, and then we'll call it in here. Every time I walk out of here, this spot right here is very soft until about halfway down is where it becomes not rotted out. I feel like someone's gonna be carrying something heavy and go right through that. So I'm gonna go get lunch. We've been eating about a block away at this really dumpy, dingy, dirty, disgusting bar. But the food is some of the best food I've ever had. It is amazing. I don't even care that they're probably not washing their hands. This is the place that I'm gonna try and get a poster in, simply because it's a block away from his house. I'm sure he was a regular there, and a lot of people knew him there.
Oh, I already just peed off.
Oh man, that was delicious. It's a tenderloin sandwich, and I get onions on it. The place is so good. And the bartender lady said she would put a flyer up for me, so I have a feeling, I know the bartender knows Skizzy, so I have a feeling a lot of the people in there do too. Oh, I want to take a nap now. And it was super cheap. It was like $12 for the tenderloin sandwich, a Pepsi, and an order of fries. You get a lot of fries. I think I would probably be here for lunch every single day if I lived in the area. I wish we had a place like that in Green Bay. I'm sure we have places like that, but they're not quite that cheap. Cheap compared to most parts of the U.S., but we don't get the rural, middle of nowhere rates. Well, we know there's power in here, so we can at least get some lights in here. And this thing, it struggles, but it does work. Put a bulb up there, and unless the bulb is bad, the light doesn't work. Or maybe the switch is bad. But I took it out of here, so we're about to find out if the bulb is good. Yep, the bulb is good, so no light. But since this outlet works, I'll bring in like our photo lights or something, just so we have some sort of light in here. Or there's a lamp downstairs that realistically I don't think it's gonna sell, so I can bring that up here. As you can see, it's plenty bright in here, but it does start getting dark early and around 4:30 to 5:30 when we're just finishing up. I think it's gonna be pretty dark in here. And for the first time ever, we're hitting 600. We have more of these mirrors here. We had some in the living space. We're not at 600 lots yet because remember we skipped a couple in the basement or in the garage once we finished. We finished at 290 and then jumped to 301 up here. But we also added a whole bunch of A's and B's, so we're probably close to like 596 right now. So 5 of them. I left 2 of them with the boxes because whoever buys these probably gonna want the boxes. It says on there, the Great Lakes ships, but I don't want to sell them all as a set. So 1 and 1 with the box, and whoever buys them, very good odds someone's gonna try and get the whole set. So hopefully whoever gets the set gets the one with the box. So had a minor panic attack. This door is locked, so I removed the piece here to get in because they said sell everything in the building. Holy crap, there's a whole nother bedroom. Wait a minute. Nope, this is a room that we already did. I remember this door. I thought it just went right outside because it looked to me like an exterior door. He's got a secret exit here. Also, these locks don't work very well if 2 screws removes this plate and you can open the door. And then you can put it back on, no one would ever know. So I'm digging through this room. I found some good stuff. This, I think, is a Score, this very old squirt clock. It's got a glass, bubble glass face. Some menus from an old restaurant. And a cool poster here, which I'll mix with some others. Some Eastern Airlines bags over there. These all came out of here as welder suitcases. I think this is brand new, old stock Corningware. We're gonna do this corner as a lot. We're gonna do the golf stuff as one, the antique desk. Normally student desks don't do well, but this one's really old, so that one might. I found the clock and some of the posters in this box. It really smells like pee up here. It's starting to get to me. All right, I've gone through it. Everything else in here is gonna be one lot. There's a lot of great stuff in here. If you've got an antique booth, stuff that we would do in smaller lots if it was in our warehouse or if we weren't already over 600 lots. But I've got all of this stuff, the table full of stuff here, all of this, and then all of this we already looked at that needs to get done. I think that's a cabbage slicer. I didn't really open the bag at all. I don't think there's anything over here. All of this stuff, some Pyrex, Corning. In fact, I think I'm gonna throw this back in the room and just do the Pyrex. It's missing one of them, which kind of stinks, but so all of this needs to get done yet. And so it's gonna be a really big auction. Oh, grab this too. I've got a little lot here of Kiwani promo items. I'll just throw that in with it. So what I'm thinking is, I don't really want to move this stuff. I was going to do this with that and create a little bit more space, but I don't want to move that. So I don't know how I'm going to fit all of this because I don't want to put stuff around the edges of this room because they're going to need a lot of space when they get the pool table out of here. Oh, and then I've got the stuff in there on the kitchen table too that I haven't done and by the desk. So there's a lot of stuff yet. So I just went through and counted what I think is going to be the total amount of lots in here, and I got 42. Assume I screwed up, we'll say 48, 50, which will put me at 655 lots. I think we are going to make the auction go a little bit faster. Instead of every 20 seconds, we'll do it every 15 seconds. That'll shave about an hour off, so it finishes at 9:30 instead of 10:30 at night, which I think will be helpful because it's a Tuesday night. So the other day, I did the birthday video where we went on an airplane and we hit a estate sale and a flea market and a whole bunch of stuff. And it was a friend of mine, Doug from Riverbend Resale YouTube channel. I'll link them below as well. He just sent me this video. I don't know if it's going to one of his videos or not, but you should definitely check it out. He's the one who sent it to me, but him and his wife do the videos together. I thought it was funny. Check this out. Sprinkler's worth about 50 bucks. So, ooh, this is an eerie. I brought a light. Oh, that was so bright. I brought a light up here. So, anyways, definitely check out Riverbend Resale. They are in Nebraska, central Nebraska. I don't know if they say the town there, and so I won't say it. But central Nebraska. This light is so bright. That's why I have it up against the wall rather than in the room, and it makes a pretty big difference in here. So I am working in here on just kind of the little stuff that's going on the tables, the other stuff in this room. I have to do this desk yet, but everything else in here is done. I'm just bringing stuff in. These are both new, which is kind of awesome. That I think is also new. At least the net is, it looks new to me. The net's still in the plastic. This Corningware, brand new in the box, should be really interesting to see how that does. I did just like an vintage electronics lot, camera, phones. There's a tape recorder down there, some games. I love these little gag gift things. I've sold a few in the past. My favorite one, I own it, and it says something like how to make $1 million or something like that. And you open it up and it's got like a screw, like a wood screw, and underneath it says everyone. But you wanted a diamond necklace, there's your diamond necklace. I wish they still did things like this. I always see these, to me this reminds me of like a box that checks used to come in back in the day. Now at least my checks just come in a plastic mailer, but so I just put that with the games. I thought it was cool enough to go on its own, but we have too many lots, so it fits in with that. And I'm just slowly working away through this stuff. We are very tight on time. It's 20 minutes to 4. It's gonna start getting pretty dark in here in probably about an hour, hour and a half. And that light's not gonna be enough. It'd be enough to see what I'm doing, but not for the pictures. So at this point, I'm not even typing up the spreadsheet. I'm just taking pictures. And then either here before I leave, or I will leave and do this at the warehouse, I'll just go through the camera and make a spreadsheet based off of that. I did not expect to be here this long, but I didn't expect there to be this many lots up here. So we've got these old suitcases. This was on it. But it's funny, GRB to BDL, which is very interesting that we had a direct flight there. But also, I flew there from Green Bay, except I connected in probably Chicago or Detroit or something just a couple months ago. So these are just going to go as a set, and I think I'm going to put them with the foot locker. You know, I always hear people say they don't make them like they used to and everything's cheap these days, but there's so many vintage things like this this is literally just cardboard with a decorative paper over it. It's amazing how often things were made of cardboard back then too. I don't think it's a case of they used to make things better. I think it's more so the things that they made poorly back then haven't survived till now. So the things that we see today that have been around for 50 or 100 years were the high quality options. And the high quality options that they make today will still be around in 50 to 100 years. That's my theory, at least. That really started like the lead in for a joke though. You know, they say they don't make things like they used to, but what's the deal with corn nuts? This thing is so cool. It looks like the minute hand is moving. Yeah, the hands are moving a little too fast. So that's something that'll need to be repaired. But I think the minute and the second hand might just be stuck together. But it's really cool. I bet this goes for a couple $100. There. Oh, fixed it for a second. I jimmied the handle a little bit. I'm sure it's a pretty easy fix. So I looked up this place. I looked up the address. They're no longer around. But to give you an idea on the age, first off, $1.75 for an order of cheese curds. Usually you're spending $8 to $10 on that now. 414 area code. That was changed to 920. I want to say like 1992, 1993, something like that. So it's definitely before that. Milwaukee got to keep 414. And northeastern Wisconsin got 920. Central Wisconsin got 715. I know this doesn't matter to you, but that's one way to kind of date things that are somewhat modern but older up here in northeastern Wisconsin. Quarter pound hamburger with French fries, $2.95. Holy cow. Cheese still 25 cents, so that's about what it costs now. 50 cents for bacon, maybe that's 75 cents now. So the add-ons are comparable to now, but holy crap, look at those prices. Let's see. I mean, you can get lunch for $5 here. Okay, so I got a steak sandwich, which is probably comparable to, I don't know if it was 6 ounce, so it may have been less. Steak sandwich is what I just got at that other place. It's $5.95 here, and then I got fries, which are, why don't I see, French fried potatoes. Looks like $1.25. I believe I'm in the right spot. So it'll be $7.20 for lunch today. I spent like 13, but this may have come with a bigger sandwich. I think this measuring cup is uranium glass. I don't have a black light. It looks like it to me, and I just did an image search on eBay, and everything that comes up that looks just like this also is uranium glass. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's probably uranium glass. I'm not even gonna say did not inspect, because with all of the identical ones on eBay being uranium, I'm pretty confident that one is as well. I'm starting to collect Eastern Airlines stuff. Airlines in general, but I have a bunch of Eastern now that I picked up at an antique mall over the summer, I think. And I really want these, but they're in really rough shape. And this tape is actually doing something gross here. Some sort of chemical reaction with that. So I'm not gonna buy these, but I really want them. Man, I'm cooking through this stuff. All right, this is it for all the little stuff. These are all full. In the state of Wisconsin, if it is sold as part of an estate, within the estate, we can sell alcohol. Same thing goes with some guns. I'm pretty sure I filmed the video where I did that estate that had all the tool stuff. There were a couple of rifles in there. I'm pretty certain that video is up. But if someone brought it into our warehouse, if I found it in a storage unit, I would not be able to sell it. But because it is being sold as part of an estate, it's the person had passed away, it is an estate. It's not like they moved into assisted living or something. It's part of an estate, and it's in the estate. We're not taking it back to the warehouse or anything. We can sell it. Now, I don't know what the legality would be if it were like the person didn't pass away, but we're selling their estate. If they just needed to move into a nursing home or were moving out of the state or something like that. I'm not sure how that would work. So I am officially done. I got everything in here done. Wagon wheel, all the stuff in here. I just decided to do all of these as a lot because I don't think any of it's gonna sell for a ton of money. This I did by itself because it's full of like clippings and photos and stuff like that. I got vintage Christmas lot. I got contents of this room, which was missed. I mean, there's an air fryer, a briefcase. Someone will use some of this stuff. File cabinet. Someone will throw away the fax machine. But I had to do some more AB lots. There were a few things that were left on the kitchen table here. So I did the kitchen tables lot. That's brand new. Those are brand new. And those are usually decent value. So I did those. And then I also retook the pictures of the kitchen table because I found this leaf in the pool table room. And that obviously wasn't in there because I just found it. I also found the back for one of these chairs, which I just put with it. All the chairs have backs, but nobody's gonna want it except whoever buys this lot, so. And then lastly, this was also in the kitchen. I put it in here so it's with more like stuff, but this vintage Packers jacket here. It's actually autographed by Brett Favre. We have no COA, no authentication. We sell autographs like that all the time. We're very clear about the fact that it is not authenticated. It will sell for less than it would if it was authenticated, but someone's probably still gonna spend 20 or 30 bucks on this jacket. Maybe more because it's a cool jacket. And I did $479B. I tried to put it next to something that was relevant. The Bears hat is the only other real NFL thing we have here, so I put it next to that. This nail, I actually put that in so Mitch could just take pictures of the stuff, hang it there, then put it in there when he's done. One of the nice things about working in a building that's going to be torn down is you can do stuff like that. So everything in here is done. I need to make a decision if I want to do the hats, that garbage bag full of hats. I still have them in the truck. because I wanted to bring them back since I was coming back today. I need to A, find a place to set them up. B, it's 5 o'clock, so I don't have a ton of time. I think I can blaze through them pretty quick. I just remembered there's a stack of patio chairs out back that I need to do, so I have to do that yet too. But it's just one lot. So I have to find a place to put them. I know where I'm going to put them. I'll do it in the vacant apartment downstairs. All right, so I'm going to shut off all the lights, gather my stuff up here. There's plenty of space down there to set up a table and lay them out. But we're going to be going up and down those stairs. Pickup day. These lights are off. It's going to be madness because there are so many choke points in this place. You know, people who are going to be lugging pieces of furniture down the stairs. They're going to stop people from being able to go up. There are 2 flights of stairs, but still, it's going to be crazy. Let me tell you, digging through this closet, pulling all of these things out was so much fun. I was enjoying myself a lot doing that. All right, got everything in the spreadsheet. It is 5:30. I'm going to lock down the upstairs, get lights off, doors locked and everything, and try and quick hammer through those hats downstairs. There are so many hats. I still haven't sorted these. These are their car wash. These are Kiwani related. These I put there because they match. This is kind of other, generic, not really, I don't think valuable. This is all beverages. These are ones that I think should go on their own. These are kind of like Wisconsin interest, but not Kiwani. Found a shirt that has his name on it. Must be from a birthday, and I'm not going to show the whole thing, but a vulgar towel. And then just more hats. All right, heading back to the bar and I get this dropped off before it's too late. Boy, that little bar gets busy at night. All right, I've got a lot of hats to go through, and it's after 6. This could be a late night. So these are all the ones that I wanted to do individually. We get some groupings down there. We've got another grouping here. We've got these. I'm gonna do these Wisconsin International Raceway as a set. These ones individually. And then I kind of sorted these by brand. These are all the beverage ones. I'm probably not gonna group them all like this. Like these 3 will probably be a lot. This is an Anheuser-Busch. Got a bunch of Bud Light ones here. This one might go on its own, but I think the rest will go as a lot. So I'll put that over here. This one's really cool. I think that'll do well. That's classic 90s. Old style, we'll do those a lot. Jack will do those a lot. Pabst on its own. Light, Squirt, Double Cola, Coors. This is just like other. And then we'll probably split these up into 2 or 3 lots, I think. Especially this one can go on its own. I'm doing these in batches, and I've got my super bright light there, which makes a difference. I'm not casting a shadow here because directly above me is the light. There's another one there. I was casting a shadow on the first couple, and that helped. I have no idea if someone will buy this shirt. It's got his name on it. A bunch of people he knew signed it. Couldn't find a year or anything. The shirt itself looks pretty old though. There's the tag. I think maybe someone who signed this might want it. Who knows? So we are all done. It's 690. However, there were the AB lots were probably over 700. I still need to go outside and do those chairs. I did, holy cow, 167, because there's one extra line on top, 167 lots today. So it's pitch black out, but these are the chairs. I get a little bit of light from here. Thankfully the camera has a flash, but look how dark it is. It's 6:45. Remember, I got a 45-minute drive home. I'm gonna get packed up and get out of here. All right, all done. Come back here in about 10 days or so and let everybody pick it all up. Everything will be sold. It's 7 o'clock. It's gonna be nearly 8 o'clock by the time I get back to the warehouse. I'm really debating if I wanna go through the hassle. It's gonna take me an hour to get it online. My choices are come into work on a Saturday or work super late on a Friday. I'm gonna play it by ear. Honestly, if I wasn't so exhausted and in such a rush to get back, I'd probably go back to that bar and hang out for a little bit, get some more food. Tenderloin sandwich. Oh yeah, I gotta add those Okano beer crates. But those are at the warehouse, so that's no big deal. All right, let's get out of here. Grand total of 693 lots. It's almost 9 p.m. I'm going home. I still need to do one of the signs we did a video for. I need to do that. I need to get Facebook ads done. That's enough for now. I will do that in the morning. I know tomorrow's a Saturday. I didn't want to come in, but I don't want to stay any later. I'm hungry. I'm going home. You will see me again in 10 days when the auction comes to a close, and then we'll do pickup. So it's just about 6 o'clock. The first lot closes at 6 p.m. Normally we close them every 20 seconds following that. Because this auction is over 700 lots, it's 702 to be exact. This includes the first lot that just is an informational lot, but it's still going to follow the schedule. We decided to drop it to every 15 seconds. Otherwise we'd be here till like midnight. You might notice I said over 700. We weren't over 700 when we finished. The consignor actually brought in some items to add to the auction after the fact. We got some records here. We've got more records here. There's some coins, which I think are in my office. And then these are mine. I added these. If you remember, I got these for free at the farm auction. Somebody bought a room full of stuff and left these behind, so I took them. So with those few extra items, that pushed us over the edge. 701 sellable lots, 702 in the auction, because the first lot just says the auction's located in Kewanee. It's not at our warehouse. And at 5:53, we've got 234 people registered so far. 9,498 is the total bid price. People have higher max bids. I have a feeling we're probably going to finish around the same as the farm auction in that 13,000 range. So we'll watch this one close. I love watching them close. I mean, I have to be here anyways in case somebody calls, has an issue or something. So it's fun to me to sit and watch them close, to hear the bells ring and everything go crazy. But then pickups will be going out there tomorrow. 11 a.m. to 5:30 is what we have the pickup scheduled for. So we're going to be there a few hours early so we can pull everything that needs to be shipped. Or if there are large things that didn't sell that might be in the way, we have time to move those out of the way and get ourselves all situated. Right off the bat, this one's pretty shocking. I think this is the one that has a big crack. Yeah, you can see it in the picture right here. And then we have as is, has cracks in the description there. And it's at 40 bucks. That's really shocking to me. So, in the last video, I was bidding on some stuff, and there were so many comments. People call me a dirtbag and shill bidding and all that stuff. I have no special advantage other than some of the stuff I got to see firsthand while I was taking the pictures. I didn't take all the pictures. Mitch took a large percentage of the pictures, probably about half, although I was there that last day by myself. So some of the stuff I don't even see in person either. I'm just bidding on stuff that I want. Sometimes I win it, sometimes I don't. 1 second. And here we go. First lot closing right now. Anyways, I'm only bidding on stuff that I want for the price that I want to pay. There's really no shill bidding. I'm not trying to get the price to go up. Although I may be reselling a lot of the stuff I buy, I'm not likely putting it back in the auction. I'm, selling it on eBay or something. So I just, also we have on the website, in the terms and conditions, which everybody's supposed to read and agree to it. Let's see, the auctioneer has the right to bid on behalf of the buyer, the seller, or on their own behalf. So basically, it's in our seller contract too that, we bid too, because I'm a person and I like stuff and I like bidding. Our employees also bid. We do have a bit of an advantage because the employee discount is the buyer's fee. The 15% is waived for employees, but that's really it. And it's not like I buy a lot of stuff. So stuff is going. This desk, I'm a little surprised it has bids. Usually desks like that don't sell. I kind of wanted this, but this is way out of my price range. I would have paid like 30 bucks, so I didn't even bother bidding. This one, we actually have a video on here. I showed you in the last one how we do videos. This actually like scrolls through, and it's really hard to tell in the video, especially since you're seeing a video of a video, but the water moves too. And it's like thing that moves behind it that makes it look like the water moves. Here you can see the seam. It's all mechanical. This isn't a screen. This is like a thing, a sheet that's scrolling through. But anyways, we do these videos if things merit having a video. We don't always do them because it's a huge pain to do it. But sometimes this was the one item that I felt was worth doing it, and it's currently at 230 bucks. I don't drink, so I don't really collect beer stuff. But some of the soda stuff in there I thought was pretty cool. There was, if I happen to be paying attention when we get to it, I'll show you. There was also a Frosties root beer light that I really wanted, and there's a squirt clock that I really wanted. All of these way more than I'm willing to pay. And, you know, I'm just cheap. I don't want to pay 100, 200 bucks for one of those to hang up in here. But it's worth a lot more than what I'm willing to pay too. I think I always kind of shoot myself in the foot on stuff that I want if I'm the one taking the pictures of it. Because of course something that I can do is take very bad pictures and write a bad description for it. And I try to stay on the ethical high ground. So usually the best pictures are of things that I want, the best descriptions. This root beer one Mitch actually did, so there's nothing to it there. But there's a clock later on that I took some, like a lot of very in-depth photos because I want it, and I don't want to even think or have anybody else think that I'm doing crappy pictures because it's something I want. Yeah, that root beer light's at 135 now, and the one with the video that I just showed is about to close at 230. I don't know what those are worth, but I feel like, I'm pretty sure Mitch said when he pointed out that it's worth like 200 bucks. So I feel like that's a good price. I thought about bidding on this cabinet. I bought a very similar one at an auction over the summer to hang in my garage. And this would kind of go with it, but I don't know if I like the red. Oh, got a couple more bids up there. We're at 245 now. And lot 5 is still going over here. When I saw this, some brand new old stock parts, I thought about bidding on them, and I never even looked them up, and I don't think I have time to look them up. So I'm gonna let this one go. Right here, about to close. This is just the empty sleeve. It was actually supposed to be lot 4C, and I mistyped it, I guess. But that's not a big deal. Even the empty sleeves can sell sometimes. This one is a little disappointing to me. We had in an auction over the summer a sign that looked very similar to this for axes and hammers that sold for like, it was a bit much smaller, and it was sold for like 75 or 100 bucks. I thought for sure this would do really well, and it didn't. But the wood carved bear is doing pretty well, 275. For the record, here's what I have bids on. I bid on this one, it was at like 4 bucks. I figured I could flip it on Marketplace. I'm not gonna bid any more on it. I threw a bid on this because I like to have something to hang up from each of these really cool ones we do. I'm in debate if I'm going to bid again on that. I'm bidding on this because I think there might be something good in there. I'm bidding on the extension cords because we can always use more of those. I was bidding on this to put on eBay when it was at, I wish it would say what my max bid was on these. I wonder if I click into it if it'll show. Yeah, my max was 50 bucks. That's way more on this tobacco tin than I want to do. 2 bucks for this TV though. I'm shocked this is going so cheap. 2 bucks for that TV. The yearbooks I'm gonna flip on eBay. I'm not bidding any more on that or this. Ooh, I will put another bid on that though. I think that jacket's cool. And then this I'm winning. It's just like a contents of area. This scanner is should be decent on eBay, and then I guess I just have to haul the other stuff back. So that's all I got so far. I may bid on more as time goes on. Looks like this one's gonna, I stand corrected. The bear got another bid too. He's at 280. This Tecumseh stool is kind of cool too. Not for me at 50 bucks. I don't really work with engines, so there's nothing that would excite me too much. All right, we got the bear about to close. The scrolling sign coming soon. Any last bids on the bear? Going once, going twice, and sold. 280 bucks. And then this, well, we still have 40 seconds left. These signs are on the ceiling. Do you like my Photoshop skills on that? When Mitch did this room, he took the pictures. You could see that this sign right there, and I didn't want to confuse anybody, so I just went into Microsoft Paint and edited that out. And we are about to go for 255 on that one. I'm pretty happy with that. These both kind of disappoint me a little bit. I thought this was going to go higher. I was thinking $300 to $400. Honestly, it's kind of tempted to bid on it for myself, but I don't really want to move it. And then this AC unit, it's tested, it works, it's a window unit. I know we're getting into winter and no one's going to use this thing, but I would have thought it would go for at least 20 bucks. So a couple things that disappointed me. This I did not think would sell, and it's at 3. It all evens out. This crate's still going at 55 bucks. That's number 9. And we're kind of already in the 50s here. These surprised me. Usually old lamps like that we can't give away because they usually need to be rewired, and they're missing, you know, this one's missing all the globes. 25 bucks. I'm pumped about that. We got some more moving ones here. It just, the water flows in them, and I think the old style shimmers, or the logo shimmers, those are doing pretty well. We were gonna do videos on those, but I decided not to on these 3. This thing's still going. The fridge is still going. Now the crates, $47.50, $32.50. This one's at $80. The pictures aren't as dark as they're showing up on my camera here, but these are doing pretty well. A lot of these were actually bottled in the little town, or from the bottling plant in the little town here. This one's Green Bay. So I feel like this is a good market for these. And these are mine, $10, $17.50, and $17.50. Not bad for some free crates that I got. We're at $190 on this fridge. The neighbor had asked about buying this. He's one of the tenants in there. He asked about buying this fridge, and the consignor asked my opinion on what I thought it would sell for, and I usually don't like quoting that. But I said, I don't remember if I said $300 to $400 or $400 to $500. I think it was $400 to $500. So it's going for like half what I was expecting, which is shocking to me. But he didn't want to buy it at that price, and I think he's winning it. At least when it was at like 170, he was the neighbor who was winning it. My crates are getting up there, 15, 17.50, and 17.50. I just checked, the neighbor is not winning the fridge. It's full of his food, so hopefully he gets all of that out of there if the other person buys it. We're at $205 on the fridge. This is the root beer one that I wanted. Again, way out of my price range, so I didn't even bother bidding. Look at this one, tin sign, 330 bucks. That one's doing really well. So there are actually 3 people duking it on the fridge. There are more, but there are only 3 that are kind of bidding right now that are in the right price range. These are surprisingly low, but they have issues. They work. I think we listed them. Let's just click into it. Let's see. Machine works but has issues per seller. Tenant was using it while we were on site and it seemed to run, but seller states that it does need a repair. He was very vague about the issue. Something like if it's plugged in, it's constantly running or something like that. You have to unplug it when you're not using it. But I would have thought more than $2. And then, where are we? $2 for that one, and no bids at all on this dryer. This lot, contents of drawers, has no bids. So the seller is going to get a dumpster, and everything that's left in here, they are going to throw away. So we're going to try and give away what we can for free, so at least stays out of the landfill. But I will definitely be going through that and see if there's anything I want for free that maybe I can flip later on. Fridge is about to sell for $225. This is up to $365. This is about to sell at the $125 price we were at earlier. Going all the way back to lot 54, this Budweiser sign's at 75 bucks. I just looked at who's winning this, and I'm so glad they were outbid, because the person before was someone from like Indiana or something that we have to ship to, and I don't want to ship that. In fact, it says no shipping available, but the person who's winning it now is local. To be fair with the appliances, I don't really know what appliances are worth. I was judging based on what I sold my old beat up fridge for on Marketplace during the pandemic when appliances were hard to come by. I think I got $400 for my old 25-year-old white refrigerator. So I figured they'd come down, but I don't know. Maybe we undersold it. I have no idea. The reason we don't really sell appliances much is because usually when we're doing these estates, they're selling the house and they want to keep the appliances with the house. So it's very rare that we end up selling the nice appliances. Sometimes like a garage fridge or something we'll sell, but that's about it. This shocks me. These foam boards, they're just cut-offs, 15 bucks. They're only 1.5 inch. I would have thought these wouldn't have sold. And some old Army file cabinets I'm a little surprised have no bids. And then just move this thing, a belt sander at 110. I want to see, like these don't go for a lot, but I would have thought they would have had bids. Oh, they're full of stuff. That's probably, Mitch did this most of the first floor. They probably don't want to have to haul this out. Well, if they don't sell, I'm going to dig through those and see if there's anything cool in there. That would be why they have no bids. All right, I'm going to set a max at 10. And that's going to be, oops, I guess 12.50. I don't feel like retyping. Currently winning at 7. I'm not going to bid any more on that. I think it'd be cool to hang it on the wall here because it's one of the cooler auctions that we did. And it's the guy's name, but I'm not going any higher than that. Of course, if I get outbid and lose, I will immediately regret that decision. Here's another thing that Mitch listed that I personally wouldn't have listed, and it has no bids. Now, I mean, I was wrong on the foam boards, so I'm not going to fault him for trying. But Mitch's expertise is antiques, firearms, coins, stuff like that. My expertise, I know a decent amount about coins, very little about antiques, so some, but not a lot. My expertise is electronics, cameras, tools, home improvement, stuff like that. We complement each other well when we're doing an auction like this, actually. This kegerator's at 40. They say it works. It's in a really gross condition inside. I guess it's just a keg going in, but I'm a little surprised it's got the up to 40. Oh, they bid that up to 10. Some of the stuff with this guy's name on it is going really high in this auction, so I'm a little surprised that I'm winning this at 10, to be honest. Here's, I'm pretty sure this is more conduit and electrical stuff. He put hosing and piping. Something I probably should have looked at. I don't think it would have made a difference, but I will be looking to see if there's anything I want in there, since it's likely not to sell. I am definitely a hoarder. I will eventually, one day when I pass away, some auction company's going to come in and be like, oh my goodness. Scrap metal lot has no bids. Not too surprising. There's not enough there, I think, for it to be worth it for someone. Bummer. Okay, I'll try one more. I have a problem. Ooh, don't want to bid on that. Close this. Come back over here. One more. And then if I get outbid, I'm done. He said right before getting into a bidding war and spending $75 on a sign that he doesn't need, probably. This little lot of yard tools hanging on the wall had no bids last time I checked very recently. So a lot of the bids will come at the end. These yard tools are not worth a lot. That's about what I was expecting them to go for. But I had no bids at the time. I'm bidding on this license plate because it says World War II veteran. I don't think they make those anymore. I don't think there are any more World War II veterans left. This one's in much nicer shape. This one's got like paint on it and stuff, so I don't really want that one. So that's why there's such a vast difference in the price there. I think I'm gonna throw a bid on this because I feel bad just taking all the unsold stuff that I want. I'll bid on some of it at least. Oh, I must have won my Skizzy sign. I would bid on the second one at that price, but I happen to know that his max bid is the same as what this one was, 15, and I'm not going to pay 15 for it, and I don't want to bid him up, knowing that I'm not going to bid. So I guess I have that advantage, but it doesn't really help me. It actually helps the other person who's bidding. If I didn't know his max bid, he'd probably be paying $6 or $7, $8 for it. But because I do know, I'm not going to bid. I hope this one goes up because Tim's currently winning it. And I guarantee you he's not driving all the way out here to pick that up. He's expecting us to bring it back to the warehouse for him. And that is super fragile. I don't really want to. By the way, to be clear, sellers on high bid, or at least the auction company, I should say, can see your max bid. So tread carefully when bidding with new companies. I'm sure there are people out there who will jump the bid right up to your max. In fact, I've heard people complain about it too. That said, I don't do that. So, like I said, if you're bidding with a new high bid auction, maybe put a high max bid and just see what happens. And I'll tell you if you can trust them or not. But it is beneficial. I'm torn. I feel like high bid shouldn't show the auction company the max bid, but at the same time, I had a customer call today. He bid $5 on something with a max bid of like 50. And he called me and said, I don't want this. I just realized it's not going to fit in my car. I don't want to get a trailer. can you remove my bid? And we don't remove bids. But I said, I can go in and reduce your max bid down to your current high bid. And he was happy with that. I guess the way to fix that is don't show the auction company the people's high bid, but allow the buyer to reduce their max to the current bid. I feel like that wouldn't affect things. Ooh, Tim's thing got outbid. It's at 35 bucks. Let me see if he's winning it at 35. He's winning it at 35. I hate when people blame us for their poor internet connection. Someone just sent me an email that page froze up. They wanted to bid 45 on the kegerator. It sold for 40 to somebody else. And I've got screenshots with a timestamp to prove it. And I'm watching the auction here. It did not freeze up. It must have been his internet connection. But I guarantee you, when he shows up to pick up at the auction, or if he calls later, he's going to be blaming us and angry at us. And what are you going to do about it? I'm going to do nothing about it because I've been watching the whole auction. So far, at least, it has not frozen up. This car wash sign is at $22.50. I got mine for $2. Of course, this one has the logo on it. Mine doesn't. Now we're getting to the tool section here. Some of them are doing pretty well, like the Craftsman sockets right here. I don't think there's anything particularly not doing well. I mean, that seems pretty cheap, but that's more specialized thing. So some other things, these Rabbit tools are at 50. I just bought, well, it's probably been a year now, I have an Easy at this right angle drill for like 80 bucks. Had I not had that, I would have bid on this. 60 bucks for this. This Crescent set really surprises me. I didn't think Crescent was a notable brand. These wrenches are doing really well at 62. 60 also. And this Contents of Workbench, usually when we do Contents of Workbench, it sells for like $2. I'm surprised, $32.50. When we do those, we take all the good stuff that's worth putting on its own or putting in smaller lots, and we do those separate. And that's where a lot of these tool lots actually came from, like the new blades, these sets here, those. This might have actually come from the back. A lot of the stuff up here, and the bench right here is what was left. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And that makes up for this air compressor only going for $7. Usually we get about 40 or so for these older air compressors. It's a bigger one. So $7 for that, but $32.50 for that. It evens out. It's weird to me the price difference between these two. $40 versus $12.50. It's the same thing, but this has a shovel on it and this has a plastic chair on it. People are buying it for the farm carts, not for the whatever's on it. There's another one over here. That one's at $42.50. So this one is weirdly low. I don't know why. This, I'm not terribly surprised it didn't sell. I was hoping maybe someone would throw a bid on it. We'll put them outside with a free sign on it tomorrow. Oh, look at it go. It's at $9 now. We got a pressure washer at $75 currently. It's untested. Pile of stuff has no bids. I will definitely dig through that to see if there's anything I want to take. That's where I found that garbage bag full of hats while I was taking the picture of it. I don't know if this is intended to be trash or if it's stuff. I have no idea, and the auction was too big at this point. I just let it go. There we go. We're at 20. That got another bid. It's at 15. 20 for the air compressor, and shockingly, this Crescent tool set is at 60. I didn't think Crescent was that great of a brand. I thought it was like Stanley or Black & Decker. Maybe it's better than I thought. Untested log splitter is at 65. One of the farm carts, the set of two, is at 50. The $15 one must have sold. Remember how I said there was another auction company like 2 minutes away from this house, and I wasn't sure if the guy would even know if we're doing an auction there, but I feel like he'd probably be annoyed that we got the contract and not him. Well, he knows. How do I know that he knows? Because he bought the farm carts for $15. Someone put a $2 bid on these 3 carts, so the fourth one that went on its own, I'll just throw in for them. We're at $70 on these, $180 for that, but the farm carts are at 70. What else do I want to point out? This, I'm shocked. The radial arm saw is at 35. Usually we can't give these away. Very pumped about that. The broken fridge is at $2. What else? Nothing for the contents of attic though. Wow, the splitter's at $210, and this is up to $80. This is that auctioneer bidding on it. The mower is at $100. Let me show you, we talked about this before. Let me show you how we have it listed. Let's see. Poland Pro riding lawnmower, no key. Tires are holding air well. Seller notes that neighbor thinks the engine is shot but is unsure. We could not test as the key is missing. And I mean, $100 is cheap for this thing, but if it's the potential of a bad motor, I feel like that's expensive. Looks like this one's finally gonna go $105, and it is not the auctioneer buying it. This fridge is only at $6. Someone's getting a good deal on a garage fridge. It's probably only worth like 50, but it runs. We had it going. It's just very old. Snowblower is a little lower than I'd like, but kind of about, especially since it's untested, about where I'd expect it to be. What else? Toboggan's doing pretty well. This lumber's doing pretty well. These are doing really well. I'm still winning my extension cords. We were just looking for one the other day and all of them were in use. Darn it. All right. I need extension cords here, and there are like 4 of them here. That's $5 per cord. That's worth it to me. All right. Enjoy your extension cords. I don't need them that bad. I find them periodically in like storage units and stuff. Fridge is creeping its way up a little bit. Now I'm doing some bidding. This is just some cool vintage stuff that I feel like I could piece out more. I didn't, because I had to finish at 300 lots because 301 started upstairs. So we put them together. This is like $50 on eBay if I remember when I looked it up when I listed it. So I'm surprised that's so low. Drill bits, I just need drill bits. And then I did a tape measure lot because we never have enough tape measures. I'm honestly a little surprised someone bid on it before me. But it's 5 tape measures. We can never have enough of those around here. Fridge is working its way up some more. It's $17.50. I'm letting this person have this. I'm still battling on that. And I'm still battling on the drill bits. So that's a lot of drill bits, and I always lose them. So I feel like that's worthwhile to spend up on. Untested TVs at $40. That's surprising because we've sold working TVs for that price. And then we start on the upstairs. We've got... Okay, that's just the cabinet is $5, but the contents is $25. Once at the live bidding at the end, it kind of cuts some of the title off. Holy crap! This is a really nice fridge. $100 is $105 is a great price on it. They're getting a good deal, but this was at like $15 before. I was shocked at how cheap it was. I'm not shocked that this isn't selling. They're still getting a really good deal on it, but no one wants white, so it was really low. You guys distracted me. That curio cabinet was at $5 and I was gonna bid on it because I have a lot of stuff I like to display, but it looks like it already sold. Looks like this table and chairs isn't gonna sell, but shockingly, this little pitcher set's at $47.50. This Badger's decanter's at $50, and I'm pretty sure there's one at the next auction that we're doing too. I know there's some cool like sports-related decanters. The hot dog maker's at $12.50. You put your bun in there and your hot dogs, and it cooks them for you simultaneously. Oh, and for the TV, not tested, no obvious signs of damage, but we do not have a cord to fully test. Was left in the garage by a former tenant per seller. So I honestly don't know if the thing works. There are no obvious signs of damage. I looked it over and couldn't see any signs that the screen was cracked or anything, but it's at $50. I was expecting it to sell for like 10. Let's see, 125 on the fridge there. I'm still working on getting these. I'm up to $47.50. Well, the snowblower is still going. It's up to $60 now. We're nearing the halfway point here. This just got a bid for $130. That's up to $55 now. This Vegas one at $17.50 is a little surprising. Thought that would have been lower. We're getting to these mirrors, the Ships of the Great Lakes, and there's that in the middle. This one, the Edmund Fitzgerald, is at $290. Now we've got 2 sets of these. One is later on in the auction, so we can kind of compare too if these do better earlier or later, or if it makes a difference. This one, this just Coast Guard cutters at $47.50. Edmund Fitzgerald is at $290. Edward Riverson's at $105. And the Mackinac Bridge is at $125. Oh, and then we get down here the SS Badger at $175. That's a pretty valuable little set there. The cutter's getting a couple extra bids here. It's up to $80. Any other changes here? Everything else seems to be about the same. These are still going. What else do we have down here? This little hanging fixture I thought was cool. I'm a little surprised that doesn't have a bid, although I wasn't expecting it to go for much. The Hams ones, that's not a Hams one. 100, 42.50, and then these two at 37.50 and 40. Something's getting some action up here. Oh, that's up to 70 now. These decanters, 27.50. I don't remember what these were all at, so I don't know if these are getting any bids there. That one just got one, 295. Holy cow, contents of built-in cabinets at 120. I wonder what they're seeing in there. Let's pull this one up and look at the pictures. You tell me if you see anything special in here. I saw there was some decent stuff, but nothing crazy. So it's got that with it. In here, you know, I think that's Tupperware. I mean, Tupperware isn't really worth a whole lot. That's an old, probably Pyrex dish. Is that like a super rare pattern? I figured it was one dish and wasn't really worth putting on its own. More Tupperware. That's that dish that I just showed you that was up top. So you get a closer look at it. And then just random, it doesn't look like he washes his dishes before he puts them away. It's just books and stuff, nothing. I mean, this is kind of a cool pattern. This looks like a set in there. I don't think that's super valuable. And then on the counter, we got some empty tins. We got mismatched knives. We got a turkey. I bet it's the turkey. So you tell me, this is a candle made to look like a beer. It's not a full beer sitting on the counter here. So I did a Google image search on that. Look in here. Holy cow. One moment. So these are both still going, but we're at 340 bucks on that one. I don't remember what these other ones were at before, but those are pretty high too. 110, I think that was at 100 before. And then this is a cool salt and pepper shaker set. At least I thought it was cool. Nothing too exceptional or noteworthy, just kind of run-of-the-mill stuff here. All right, this is at 175. All right, anyways, so the Pyrex set that's in the cabinet, or dish, I did an image search on eBay and looks like one identical to it. That set was listed as very nice shape, sold for 35 bucks plus shipping. I did it on my phone, so I can't show you. But there's one listed for 75. I didn't look too in depth. I saw just those two, but if I typed in the name of the pattern, I probably would have seen more. So I don't think it's that dish unless they're expecting a whole set back there or something. All three of these got at least one more bid while we were talking. This is a set of 7 because number 8 is on top of the curio cabinet, and I did that lot first, so $27.50. I don't know if it would have really helped it that much with having a full set of 8. What else? Just run-of-the-mill prices, nothing super crazy. This is up to $205 now. Scales at 20. This shaker set with the chickens at $17.50, and it's damaged. If you go into the pictures here, let's see. That one's broken, and I think that's you can see the crack on the first picture. Right there, I think. Can't tell if that's the crack or if that's the pattern. Look at this, though. Bolo for the Great Lakes Ships Budweiser mirror set. If you see these at a garage sale or something. These are going really high. This is probably $700-800 bucks he's getting, or they're selling for the whole set. And it's, I mean, if you find them for like 150 bucks or something, someone who doesn't know what they're worth. This is why I love auctions. Oh, the snowblower finally sold. This is what I love about auctions. You don't need to know what everything is worth. If I were just running an estate sale, there are so many signs and mirrors. I don't know if I would have looked them all up. And I probably would have priced those at like 75 bucks each just to see it. It's a reach. Maybe they don't sell, and on the last day they go for half price. I'm sure some people would have loved to get those for 75 each. That's why auctions are so great, because you don't need to know everything about everything. You don't need to know that this tobacco tin's worth 215 bucks. You just need to know that it's worth putting it on its own. And actually that was Mitch's doing. I had it ready to go in a random antique lot, and he said, no, this is probably worth something. Put it on its own. And lo and behold. But auctions are so much better than estate sales, for the seller at least, because stuff goes much higher. Yeah, there are certain things that I could have priced and got more for than I did in the auction, but it's the stuff you don't know about that can go ridiculously high. So this thing is currently sitting at $220, and it's a reseller who has it. The only one that sold for 400 bucks. Are there any actives? There's this tiny little one at 229, so I don't know, maybe he's hoping, I know he's a reseller and maybe he wants it for himself. Maybe he's hoping he can list it for like 600-700 and get more. I don't know. I'm gonna let it go though. I'm not gonna take that gamble. It's still going, and to show that I'm not the one bidding, it still says my max is 50. All the cologne in the bathroom is at $22.50. I bet there's some gems in there. I'm tempted to bid on it because my brand is in there. He's got 2 bottles. They're smaller ones, but I use cologne so rarely. My bottle of cologne I got, I think, like 5 or 6 years ago, and I'm not even halfway through it. So I don't know that it would be beneficial for me to buy it. So all the Great Lakes mirrors sold. Mackinac sold for $135, Riverson for $125, Fitzgerald for $370, the Cutter sold for $205, and the SS Badger for $270. For the set of 5, that's a grand total, if I did my math right, of $1,105. I didn't use a calculator, I just did the math the old-fashioned way. Remember, there's another set later. The reason I wrote it down is because I want to be able to cross-reference that and compare to see what the set later in the auction sells for. This furniture is dated, really dated. It's not beat up or anything, no bids. However, this one is really beat up. It's got a big rip there, and that one's got a bid. I wonder if this person's just gonna take the handle off and sell it on eBay. I hope they take the whole chair with them though. Okay, so I was just filming the close, and I guess I forgot to hit record. But it sold for $295, and to prove that I didn't jump the bid, my max is still at 50. Golden Girls sets, $22.50 and 7. That's pretty good, and shockingly, this TV's still at $2. Man, furniture does so poorly. This whole bedroom set, not a single bid on it. We always warn people that furniture does poorly, but most of the furniture in this auction isn't even selling. Usually, something like that would be like 25 bucks. That's shocking to me. Has the furniture market officially just come to a complete stop? It could also be the fact that this is Kewanee. Maybe there is no furniture market in this small town. If it was in Green Bay, maybe it would have done better. Somehow this TV stand, the one that has the stereo on the side, it's just a stand. There's not actually a stereo in there. These usually, you can't give them away. And we actually got a $2 bid on it. Look at that, got a bid on the bedroom set, so that's a bunch of stuff that won't end up in the dumpster. I hate seeing things get thrown in the dumpster, so even if it sells for $2, I would prefer that than it getting thrown away and ending up in the landfill, especially all that furniture. And with 261 bidders, we are currently at 13,706, which makes this the second best one we've ever done. The best was the campground last summer. We just passed the farm that we did a couple weeks ago. We're getting some more beer signs here. I'm bidding on this. Kind of a junk drawer, a lot of the stuff on top of this vanity. The vanity here is at now $30, so not all furniture goes unsold. This desk, I think people just don't want to move it. It is huge. I think it might come apart. I'm not certain. When we get there, if it doesn't sell, I might take that because I don't want to see that go in the landfill. Oh, never mind. Someone else bid on it, so no longer an issue. I was kind of looking forward to taking it. Of course, I could still bid on it and get it for $3, but it's on the second floor, and again, it is huge. I don't really want to. The closet that we pulled all that cool stuff out of is about to sell for $3. I am so glad we pulled all that stuff out. Normally all that, if you remember, all like the beer shirts and hats and everything, we wouldn't have sold those as a lot in the closet, but we almost missed it. We were so close to missing that. And that was probably the most fun I had there, was pulling all those out. And I mean, just at the top of the list, $17.50, $15.8, $12.50, $15.6, and it continues. I mean, there are all of this, okay, not that stuff, all of these jackets and everything, all of this came out of there. Oh, I got outbid on my Buick jacket. It's a size too big for me, but sometimes I fit in that size, and it's old. So I should have tried it on. I think I'll bid again. The jackets we pulled out of there are doing good. A couple of them aren't so much. They're like $4, but you know, we get 15, we get 25, 32, 22. Pretty happy with that. This is also a cool Buick jacket, but I really like this logo here, but it's also Indy 500, which I have less interest on. And I also have less interest on paying $27.50. However, this one, Kewanee Nuclear Plant, I know for a fact that the winning bidder right now has a max of $20, so I should probably bid this one up to $19. I'm not gonna do that. I'm making a joke because Christiana is the one who's winning it right now, and when she watches this video, I want her to think that I was gonna do that. But then I realized you guys are also watching this, and yeah. Oh, I gotta open up my Buick jacket. I don't know if I want to go any higher on this. It's a cool, like, satin jacket. Kane Buick, which is a local. I don't know if they even exist anymore. What's the back look like? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I don't buy it, but I also feel like I'm going to regret it if I do buy it because I'm never going to wear it. This one is really cool. I love this old Buick logo. But I just don't know if I care enough for the Indy 500. And this also looks a little bit more like a grandpa jacket. And Christiana is about to get her jacket for $6. Maybe. And sold. This leather one here, $42.50, the Badgers, that's what made me realize that he didn't pull anything out of there. I mean, that one alone is worth pulling out. I'm a little bummed out on this Kewanee ring because I know who's buying it. I don't know them personally. They're out of state. But I'm pretty certain they always buy anything gold we have. I'm pretty certain this is going to get melted down. It's from a high school, probably from the 60s. I was bidding it up to 35, which is probably well under what it's worth, considering he's at 140 now, and I'm not paying that much to save it. If this was one of the Green Bay schools, though, I'd probably overpay on it. Well, this coin is shooting up. This was much lower last time I looked. I'm currently winning the yearbooks at 9. I don't know if I showed the underwear. The Where's the Beef Tidy Whities has a $2 bid. All right, so there were jackets from the car wash that they owned, worked at, I'm not sure. And in the beginning, we were just going to put them all together. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them. We're going to put them all together in one lot. I instructed Mitch, put them together in one lot. Maybe someone local will think they're cool. And then I realized how much people liked this guy and how well he was known. I thought, well, maybe because they have his name on it, they'll go higher. Initially, all together in one lot, I was thinking maybe they go for $10. Well, so far, this one's at 20. This one doesn't even have his name on it, someone else's name, but it's at 35. This one's at 40. And this one's at 105. Now, this one is leather. It's the best jacket of them all. But holy cow, that was a good choice to separate those off. And then you get this Tiffany style lamp that I thought was going to go for 50 to 75, and it's not. Did one of those just get a bid? I don't remember what they were at. So, I mean, it evens out. This is 145, 180, over $200 for these jackets. So I'm okay with that being quite a bit less than I was hoping for. What is going on with this coin? Holy cow. This is eBay. This is the coin, $17.49, $10.50, $20, $12.75, $29.99. They are not worth. Why is this at $160? Here are the bids. I think it was one of these two, 25 or 35 last I looked. These two people, this person is brand new to high bid. This person has had an account for 10 years, but hasn't bid on anything, at least in the past year. But that doesn't mean much. We've been marketing this to locals who probably don't do a lot of online bidding. Wow. Hopefully that gets paid for because that's way over what that is worth. That jacket, I think, went up a little bit. Maybe the other two, I don't remember what they were at. But this is, I'm super pumped about that. That's really cool that, you know, we got about 10 times what it's worth. I'm sure someone just saw the year and assumed this has to be worth a lot. Or maybe it's something that's sentimental to the guy who owned it before. I don't know. But also this, I was a little bummed out about. I had the box for it, and I threw it away after not finding the clock, and later found the clock, and I couldn't find the box. This is an actual $1 bill with the guy's name on it. Very surprised that that doesn't have any bids, considering everything else with his name was doing well. But that dollar I'm not just going to give away, I'm not going to keep. I'll give that to the consignor and they can put it in his account. In fact, if the consignor isn't there, I might just take it and I'll just deposit it into our account and then I'll add $1 to his check. Now the delivery uniforms. These Miller ones are going for 20 to 30 bucks each on eBay, but these ones here are in really rough shape. So I'm pretty happy with these prices. The double cola ones, I couldn't find any on eBay. I think it's a local brand. They're not doing as well, but I still think these are doing all right. I'm happy with them. Steel toes, I really figured would do better than $4 though. They're Timberland. They're in really nice shape. A little further down, we get the next run of the ships here. These are the ones, if you remember, there were 2 boxes for them, and I put it with the boxes with just a random one. But quite a bit lower, but of course the other ones were low when they first came on the screen too. There you go. Blue jackets up to 90 bucks. So now we're at over probably about 400 bucks for those jackets. Think the leather one sold for 150 or was it 105? It was 105, so we're about 300 bucks on the 4 jackets that I was expecting to sell for 10, and 160 on the coin that I was shocked it was at 25. I shouldn't say shocked. We usually get over retail for coins, but not like that. You know, the $10 to $20 coin I would have expected to go for 20, 25 bucks. The election results are starting to come in. It's 8:29, so here in the Midwest, voting ended half an hour ago, hour and a half ago on the East Coast. And I'm assuming, I haven't even looked to see, I don't know if results are coming out this early. I haven't looked, but I'm assuming people are probably just either really angry and they're angry bidding, or they're super happy and they're happy bidding. I don't know who's winning, but there's people who like both sides, so either one could apply. All right, so the bids are coming in on these signs. The top one is, hold on, the top one is, oh, we're moving here. Let's see, Edward Riverson was at 125 before. We're currently at 110. The Mackinac was at 120, previously for 135. This one is the Coast Guard Cutter is at 100. The last one sold for 205. So I think these are going for less. I mean, they're still going, but like this one here, this is the Edward Riverson, is about to sell for 110. The last one earlier on sold for 125. There, that one's sold. What is this one? We've got the Badger here at 255. The last one sold for 270, so we're getting pretty close. And the Edmund Fitzgerald, way down. It was at 370 is what the other one sold for. Now that could be because they're later in the auction. It could also be because the person who was interested in buying that one before, remember, it takes 2 people to bid to a certain point. Oh, it just got a bid, it's at 170. It takes 2 people to get to that point. Well, if one of them backs out because they already won one, the second one's likely to go for less. That jacket's up to 105. All right, any more bids on there? We're at, I wish I had them both in the same order. So the Edmund Fitzgerald was the one that sold for 370 before. We're 200 bucks short. The SS Badger sold for 270, so that's actually going for more money this time. The Coast Guard Cutter sold for 205. We're at 100, so it's about half. The Mackinac, we sold for 135. We're at 130, basically the same thing. And the other one, the one that already sold, was the Riverson. I believe that one sold for about the same thing. Oh, yeah, I had this on my watch list. New old stock Corningware. Not interested in buying it at that price, though. The Mackinac, is that what this one is? No, the Coast Guard Cutter, 105. I think that's the one. I think that just got a bid. The Mackinac was at 130. Okay, so it must have been this one. I think was at, I don't know. I don't remember anymore. I got so many numbers on my screen that I forget very quickly what the bids were at. More of these Frosty's root beer glasses at $42.50. I can already tell this part of the video is going to make it a very long video. Those light fixtures at $75. I'm pretty happy with that. These finally have a bid. 2 bids, actually. It's at $3. And this is the other clock light that I really wanted here. But $220, way out of my price range. And this is the one that I took the pictures of. I was saying I went overboard on making it look really good and using all the right keywords to make it go higher. Above and beyond, that way it doesn't look like I was half doing it. I don't know how to say that in a clean way, to try and get it cheaper. These menus are from a place that's been gone for 30 years. If this was Green Bay, I would be bidding on those, but I don't care about other towns. And just look, the person who is winning this Pam clock and probably about to get the squirt one is in Florida. That icon means no shipping. We got a couple of these coming to a close. All right, so the Mackinac, $135. The other one sold for $135, identical price. The Coast Guard Cutter, $115. The last one sold for $205, so it's still $90 short. However, this one is selling for $90 more than the last one, so that makes up for it. Except that's at $255, which last sold, and the other one for $370. So this set is going to be down, but it's going to be close. Shockingly, $40 for the pool balls. This $35, I think that's a pretty good price, comparable to eBay on that. These I really wanted, but they're Eastern Airlines. In fact, is it in here? I've got a little Eastern Airlines collection that I'm starting here. I got those when I was in Georgia. I want them, but they're in such terrible condition. I don't know. If they don't get any bids, I feel obligated to take them, but I don't. Holy cow, $90 for these ornaments. I hope someone bids on them. I don't think they will. And this is about where we were at 1 minute ago. Hey-o, we got a bid on the pool table, $2. It's not a slate one, so it's not going to be heavy to carry down the stairs. I thought about bidding on it, but it's still going to be heavy. It's still a piece of furniture, and I don't want to move it down the stairs. Wagon wheel at $37.50. $42.50 for this suitcase. It's full of like pictures and stuff. Let's see, nothing else exceptionally notable here. The soap at $3. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought about bidding on it, but I don't need more stuff. Says the guy who just bought a bunch of stuff. Bunch of bids just came in on this one. But of course, I started filming right after they stopped. This room full of stuff is at $60. Boxes of vintage Christmas, $85. I actually didn't even open the boxes to take the pictures. I hope they're not going to be upset. I hope they'll be pleasantly surprised. This is all like vintage stuff. Someone with an antique booth will do really well with this stuff. And if we had it here, a lot of this would have been pieced out. But I mean, I was already at 645 lots. I didn't want to keep going on that. The Badger got more bids. Looks like the Fitzgerald might be coming to an end. And sold, $280. The hats kind of hit or miss here. Some have bids. I mean, like this one's at $20. This one's at $27.50 for Skizzy's trucker hat. Most of the other ones are pretty cheap. There's another one. Let's see right here. Kiwani Bottling is at $25. That's the same Buick dealer, that jacket that I wanted. Some of the lots here, no bids. And this one's still going. We're at $380. Holy cow, these patio chairs are at $42.50. I hope they know they're plastic and not wood. I feel like it's pretty easy to tell that they're plastic. It was very dark when I took these pictures. I didn't want to be out there any longer than I had to be. This lot of hats just finished at $37.50. That one at $45. So, I mean, those two right there are almost $90 from that garbage bag of hats, and that doesn't even factor all the ones we did individually. All right, any more coming in? The Badger's at $400 and sold. So, if you can read my handwriting, the Mackinac was even. The Riverson minus 15 for the second one. The Fitz and the Cutter both $90 cheaper, but the Badger $130 more. $11.05 for the first set, $10.40 for the second set, which is a $65 difference. And I confirmed my math with the calculator. The the consignor, I think, wanted me to put them all together as one lot. And I said, well, it's better to do them individually. That way they, like the whole set is one lot. It's better to do them individually in case someone just wants one or two. And I haven't looked, but I bet that they sold to a bunch of different people. Mitch had mentioned something also about putting them all together, but it could have also been him saying not to put them all together. I don't remember. At that point, I had already made up my mind that I was doing them separately. So I guess what that tells me is it doesn't matter if they go early or late. They're going to do well either way if it's a good item. Of course, them being the second time we had them in the same auction, we could have less bidders going after them, so that could have actually hurt them. Maybe if it was only the late set, they would have gone for more. Who knows? But I'd say that's pretty comparable if you ask me. We're on the home stretch here. Only 8 lots left open. 7 lots left open. It's almost 9 o'clock, so doing the 15-second is much better because, let's see, it's just short. By the time these are done, it's going to be just short of 3 hours. And it looks like it would have been just short of 4 hours if we did every 20 seconds. So I'd still be here until 10 o'clock. And that's just to close the auction. That's just for the auction to finish. I still need to charge everybody's cards, send out the invoice, the emails, and everything, which is just a couple of clicks, but it takes time to wait for that to do its thing. And then I have to shut down the computer and box it up because I'm leaving early in the morning tomorrow. I don't want to do that in the morning. Now we're playing the game of let's all bid on the last item. Every time it gets down to 2 minutes, throw another bid on. Because even though John has an early morning tomorrow, he shouldn't leave yet. He needs to wait for this to end, so let's keep bidding. The only 2 times you'll ever see me complain about people bidding on the auction. Number 1, if they're bidding against me. And number 2, if it's the last lot and I want to close it. I cannot charge cards or anything. I can send invoices out. I can do nothing until all of the bids have closed. Even for the people who aren't bidding on this thing, I cannot do anything until it's all done. And they keep bidding. So 620 of the 701 lots have sold. Remember 701 because the first one's just an informational lot. We finished with a grand total of 265 bidders, $15,426.50. It's not something that I really keep track of, but that may be the most people we've had bidding on a single auction. The farm auction was 185, which is the high end of average. That wasn't anything too crazy. I'm just scrolling through some recent auctions. And I mean, we're not even coming close. It's 100 per page. I don't think we've ever had a third page. The best auction we've ever done, actually I was misremembering, it's 16,456. It was the campground. That one only had 115 people register because it was way out in the middle of nowhere. So we were about $1,000 away from this being the best auction we've ever done. Pretty good if you ask me. And of the 11 payments declined. Most of the time when they decline, they will eventually go through. They'll show up and pay at pickup. The farm auction had a decent handful. I don't think that many, but like 6 or 7 declines, and every single person ended up paying. It's very rare, although it does happen, where something just never gets paid. All right, so with the buyer's fee, the 15%, we got a gross total of $17,740.47. The consignor is going to get $10,945 even, which gives us a total profit of $6,795. I spent $158 on stuff in the auction, so you can subtract that too. I think they're going to be very happy with what they're getting. I'm pretty happy with how the auction ended. Like I said, there were a couple things that went lower than I wanted, but a couple things that went way higher than what I expected. So tomorrow, we'll go in and empty this place out. Also, an interesting note. First off, that total is assuming everybody pays. If there are ones that don't pay, which rarely happens, that would be, our fees would all be factored and everything, but that would be deducted from the final check for them. But anyways, something worth note is when I first went there and looked at it and I was meeting with the consignor, he says, any of this stuff worth anything? So I think he's going to be very surprised. I kept telling him, you are going to be very pleased with how this one works out for you, how this one finishes. And it's going to the estate, so I don't know the legalities on their end, how many people they're splitting it with, if there are debts that need to be covered first. But I think he's going to be shocked and thrilled when he sees the total. Look at that. I already got 3 orders shipped out. When we were done, all of the jewelry and coins we took back here just so they were in a more secure facility. And I went through and pulled all the shipping invoices so we can quickly dig out the items tomorrow. 3 of them had items that were only in that little box. This box here had items in there. And then this ring is also getting shipped, but they bought something else that's still on site. So I figured I might as well get those shipped out. I'm gonna bring this box up front so I don't forget it tomorrow. Someone wants all of this shipped. These are so fragile. They have a Florida address. There are 2 mirrors in here. They have a Florida address, and check the box requesting shipping. There's also the Squirt Pam clock, which is a big glass clock. We are not shipping that. We'll bring it to the pack and ship, but I'm worried about even bringing those back to Green Bay because we've got so much stuff to bring back. They're not gonna survive in the trailer, and there's not really room in the truck, so it'll be interesting. So we got signs all along here pointing people how to get to where we're gonna be. Starting to clear out red already. The person who bought this cabinet is here, so I gotta clear all of this stuff off and keep it reasonably organized. I think this didn't sell though, so I'm not too worried about that. Hey, look what I just found. The box for that clock.
There's another guy helping. This is just rolling. Here, get some momentum, dude.
If the pneumatic tires will hold it.
How are the tires looking? They're actually looking
Just
pretty
wonderful.
They got the safe down. So there's a little bit of controversy. We got a slow moment so I can talk to you. There's a group of guys who came in. I think it's just the owner of like a tree cutting service or something. I don't remember. But he brought his whole crew here because they bought a bunch of furniture and stuff on the 2nd floor. And well, it turns out they know the client, who's the brother of the deceased. It sounds like they know him pretty well. They knew the deceased. And so, you know, they're jibber-jabbering. And the client actually offered to go pick up lunch for us. I paid for it, but he went to get it at that place about a block away. And while he was gone, they walk over and they start grabbing the safe. The big, heavy, 1,000-pound safe that we decided we're not selling. I figured the client told them they could have it. They're buddies. I didn't think anything of it. They seemed they had confidence when they walked over to it and everything. When the client comes back, I asked him, I was like, I didn't tell nobody nothing. So we had a little bit of a word. They thought, oh, it didn't sell, so we can take it. Because we have been telling people they can take unsold items, but that wasn't even part of the auction. They ended up working out a side deal where they bought it for like $50. But man, watching them lug that thing down the stairs. Wow. And then also the pool table, it sold for $2. The guy just wanted the balls. So I'm thinking, seeing if I can convince these guys to haul that down the stairs, load it on my trailer. Then I'll have a free pool table. Unfortunately, I would have rather spend $2 and get the balls with it, but I'm sure I'll find pool balls and cues at some point. I don't know. That might be the most will be the most expensive part if the pool table's free. Or I could just put it on Marketplace for $100 once it's on a ground floor. I'm sure it'll sell. Every time I look over here, more of this hand railing is gone. The safe sure did a number on these stair treads. Sheared this one right off. By the way, we opened this door, and I think this is probably the first time in at least 50 years that this door has been open. So the person who bought this antique dresser did not want it. He didn't want to lug it down the stairs, so he just gave it, said he's going to leave it. So I think I'm going to take it. It doesn't really show up well on the camera, but it's very dark in here. This light is blinding, so I'm trying to find a way where it brightens this room, but doesn't blind people. Needs to be some sort of diffuser on there. I think that works. It's still a little dark down there, but it does the job. I've got another one here. These things are incredibly bright. And you can't really tell on camera that they're blinding. In fact, the whole back is a big heat sink and it gets hot. It's almost 6 o'clock. The last few people are finishing up. We emptied out the garage pretty good. Tool bench, tools, everything's gone. This never sold. There's some junk left in here, but that'll be for the next person to deal with. This sold, but was never picked up. I don't have room to bring it with. And it's not really like it's worth much. This pile didn't sell. I guess we gave a little bit away. Yeah, it's all rusted and gross. What else? A lot of the material up in the ceiling got taken. This they wanted, but they couldn't fit it. That was not for sale. In here, yeah, pretty well cleared out. Yeah, there's some stuff that was left behind, and like this big lot didn't go. Someone only took the front 2 tires on that. I thought about digging through these and seeing if there's anything I wanted, but I'm not going to mess around with it because it's already getting pretty late. What's this? Nothing. I just want the dividers. Maybe nice if there was like shop manuals or. So, coming up the stairs here. Oh, I gotta grab the lights. Pool table room is empty, except for that stuff. We've got this room partially cleared out. This is our other table. I might grab a couple of things here. I haven't even looked in here. I think they're done. I think everybody's left now. See if there's anything I want in here. This was the contents of room. All right, this guy's still loading out. Desk is gone. The big safe is gone. He cleared out he did a really good job emptying this closet out. Usually people leave a bunch of junk when they do that. That's all gone. In here, this doesn't look much different. All the hats are gone. My scanner is gone. That was sold to the tenant, the table. In this room, still has a lot of the furniture. That dresser and the mirror were sold to the tenant. The rest of it's just gonna get thrown in the garbage, which is unfortunate. Oh, I'm out of breath. Walking over here, this area was emptied out. It's a nice table that was left behind. This thing, not surprised that didn't sell. This thing, a little surprised it didn't sell. This, a little surprised it didn't sell. This all got emptied out. That's all. Oh, I was gonna grab the food. Yeah, I have to grab this stuff too. I'm gonna donate this to a pantry since there. I'll keep the applesauce and a couple of things, but stuff left in here and stuff left. And take Homer Simpson. I have this actually. I think I'm gonna take this. But everything else in here, the bedroom set in here sold, except for the bed. All right, after a long day, we are gonna go and get some food at the bar around the corner.
And a beer.
He's getting a beer. I'm getting a
beer.
Pepsi. Although I probably don't need the caffeine.
Do you think they'll let me take one to go?
Probably
I
not.
go for a roadie.
This is Wisconsin though.
It is. I still have my walkie on.
I wonder if this did anything. Can't beat small town prices. I had a tenderloin sandwich.
All right.
We each
Let me
had.
show you this. Let me show you guys this. I'm hijacking your live stream.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I had like 3 wings, and look how much they gave me for $8.
There's like 10 chickens worth of boneless wings, and a tenderloin sandwich, and 2 pretzels the size of your head. And it was $34. Oh, and he had a beer and I had a soda, and it was $34.
$34.
Even in Green Bay, where stuff is cheap, that'd probably be at least $50.
I would have been okay with $43.
Oh, I got a long drive home. I'm so tired. So that was the auction. This was seriously one of the coolest auctions we've ever done. I hope we can get more like this, but it's going to take something really cool to top this one. The building, despite the fact that it was tipping over, it was unique. It was fun. It wasn't just a run-of-the-mill house. Auction did well. I was very happy with the stuff, what the stuff sold for. Shocked at what some of the stuff sold for, like that coin. Holy cow. Mitch used to work in the coin department at a store, and he said they sold those coins all the time for like 12 bucks. And we got 160. I couldn't believe it. But anyways, I am heading back. And I got a free pool table, and I got a free antique dresser. The dresser I'm gonna flip on Marketplace. I listed it for 150. Just shot in the dark, see if I can get it. And the pool table, I'm in debate if I'm gonna keep it or sell it. But anyways, that's all I've got for this video. Oh, we have one more. We were supposed to do another really cool, unique one. We were actually supposed to be out there Monday, but Friday when I called to confirm, the guy said, yeah, we're not ready yet. We're not gonna be there. So glad I didn't drive all the way out there and have nobody there. It would have been nice if he, reached out to us and said, hey, we're not ready yet. But he has to reschedule. I said, we are booked until the end of the year, so it's gonna have to wait till after that. So maybe I'll do a video on that one. But we did just book another one that it's not as cool, but there's also a lot of really cool stuff. So since I promised 3, the next one will be that one. That'll be probably a couple of weeks yet. So anyways, you want to support the channel, best thing to do, go watch another video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You can buy me a lemonade at the link below, buy some Resale Rabbit merch, and until next time, I'm so tired. See you later. I feel a little bad. I just got to the warehouse and I listened to the voicemails on the landline, which I can't access until we're here. Somebody called and asked us to, he was sending his girlfriend a pickup. He didn't realize it was today. He's not able to come today, so he sent his girlfriend. And there was an item, the Golden Girls lot, he wanted me to box up because it was a Christmas gift for her. That way she doesn't see what it is. I strictly remember giving it to her, that and if it was left behind, that's something that I would have grabbed. So the surprise was spoiled. But she was so angry at him because he bought like a table and a lamp that she didn't want to have to lug down the stairs. Like, she was very upset with him for having to pick that stuff up. I wonder if she realized that she picked up her Christmas gift, or if that was a Christmas gift for her, or if she was wondering, and this is something I would have wanted and he had to buy it. But I do feel a little bad. Unfortunately, we can't get the voicemail from here. And I actually put my cell phone on the invoices. That way people know to call that number while we're on site. And like I note that and whatnot. Another thing that I forgot to mention, almost every single person that went up those stairs commented on how steep they were, how horrible they were. Multiple people even said I'd hate to go up these stairs drunk. Multiple people made the same comment. All right, anyways, that's all I got. I will see you in the next one. Hold on, I got fan mail. I was just walking out the door and I saw this, so let's do this. Let's open this up now. I'm just gonna set you up right here. This is from Eric, who has sent me things in the past. So, and I dropped my keys. Hopefully I remember to grab those before I leave, because those are not my car keys, so I wouldn't notice. What do we have here? We've got a note. I think I got everything out of here. We got a note and some stuff. This is Ashland, Wisconsin. That's kind of neat. What is this? Postcards, I think? What? They're not. They're like pictures. From Ashland, Wisconsin, which is up north. Garland City. It's up by, I'm pretty sure Ashland is up by like Superior. So a bunch of vintage pictures. And the note. I hope you like the postcards of Ashland, Wisconsin. I was there and had a good time up there. I hope you get to see it from Eric, and then his address. So I'll cover that up and show you the note here. I appreciate the postcards. It's up by Apostle Islands, I think. Yeah, here we go, Apostle Islands. I've always wanted to go up there, and one day I will. It's a long drive. It's like the opposite corner of the state. But I am excited to one day see the Apostle Islands. Maybe Christiana and I will make a trip up there. So anyways, this is a weird angle. Anyways, I appreciate the fan mail. The postcards are really cool, and I will put them on my shelf. Now, for the third and final time, I will see you guys in the next one. Nope, almost forgot my keys.